8777 for your free consultation. No runaround, real people ready to help. Great staff. Al's the best, top-notch. Lasso Injury Law, your future matters. Visit lassoinjurylaw.com or call 702-625-8777.
Another quarterback stat for you this week. In this Texans-Jags game, among 51 cases of a quarterback making at least 5 starts against a division opponent since 2021, Trevor Lawrence's 39 total QBR against the Texans in 8 starts is the second lowest by any signal caller versus a single division opponent behind Zach Wilson against the Patriots. ESPN research with that great nugget. I'll give you another one to watch for in that game coming up here, but it has to do with the Texans' rush defense, which is not great, and now they get the number one rushing attack in the entire league with Jacksonville on deck. And it's tough to call for a shutout. That would be like Matt Vasgersian calling Mike Trout's home run tonight. I think this team's going to shut out another team in the NFL. It takes balls of a burglar to do that. But if you're ever going to make the case for one team to score 0 points in an NFL game, we might have that matchup coming up on Sunday. Think about who it could be. I'll tell you the game, the team that might get shut out, and the reasons why coming up next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
You won't see the engineer that slams the Nissan Rogue's door 13,920 times. Or the corrosive chamber that simulates 15 years of life in 5 months. Or the Rogue heat-baked for over 300 combined hours. What you will see is a vehicle that can take punch after punch and keep rolling. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. We put it through the worst so you get its best. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Newer models may be shown.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." "Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey. We're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, we'll figure it out."
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken. And when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Dedicated his life to helping people just like you. 20 years of experience, millions recovered. Val and his team bring passion and purpose to every case, whether you're local or coming from out of state. 702-625-8777. Free consultation, 702-625-8777. You won't hit voicemail. You'll reach a team that's ready to help. Lasso Injury Law, built on purpose, driven by results. He fights for you. LassoInjuryLaw.com. He's our lawyer. He's fantastic. Go get him out.
Sean Green and Ryan Kramer bring an energetic approach to sports betting to keep you entertained while sweating your bets on the Sports Gambling Podcast live at VSiN.
There is something to the idea of the smart teams might be zagging. You see all the best offenses in the National Football League have a fullback. For receivers, if you're slow, a lot of teams just rule you out, I guess.
Yeah, that was what always held me back.
Join Sean and Ryan every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Sports Gambling Podcast live at VSiN, right here on the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
All right, so a couple of things to get to here before more player props coming your way. Paulie will tell you about kicker props as well for the week. On that Houston-Jacksonville game I was talking about, Houston is 24th in run-stop win rate on the year. Jacksonville leads the league with 169.5 rushing yards per game. Their O-line ranks 5th with a 75.5% run block win rate. So Etienne is about 57.5, but Boot Scootin' Tootin', the rookie, is 22.5.
All right.
I would look to ladder him like 30 and 40 plus once those numbers pop.
Uh-huh.
And did you take a guess who the team might be to get shut out this week?
Is it the Cleveland Browns?
We have a winner.
All right. Well, I think they're the 85 Bears.
You think that's exactly right.
That's right. Parsons, here we go. Let Parsons hunt.
So here are some. Look, are they going to get shut out? Unlikely. But this game could be a total dead under. Browns team total did the under as well.
Under. It doesn't look like Kraft's going to play. They got good news.
How about that?
Yeah, he got hurt in practice.
I know.
mean, he's got God. The Packers now are snake bit.
So this is the matchup here, folks. The Browns on offense, their explosive play rate is 26th overall in the league. They have an explosive play on 7.7 of their plays. Their average target depth is 6.1 yards. That is 30th. They are also 30th in offensive EPA per play. Also, offensive linemen are hurt for the Browns. Wyatt Teller, on top of that, has the worst pass block win rate among guards in the league. This is setting up to be a horrific game offensively against this team because the Green Bay defense, on top of everything I just told you about the Browns offense and how bad it is, the Green Bay defense so far, top 3 in yards allowed per game, 238. EPA per play, success rate allowed.
So why do teenagers play high school sports?
My reason why is a sense of purpose.
My reason why is to inspire others.
One reason student athletes seldom mention is to get an athletic scholarship. They know that only 2% of all high school athletes are awarded a sports scholarship.
Stand by for
So
the
why
special
do they play?
presentation
My
of the
reason why
Idea
is
One
friendship.
Network on
Tell us
the
your
Live
reason
365
using the hashtag
Network and the
MyReasonWhy.
Live 365.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and you're listening to the home of the Youngstown Phantoms Western Reserve.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you to Alumni Field here in Hubbard as Western Reserve Radio here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600. The Patriot are proud to bring you Week 5 of the Ohio High School football season. And it is the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week. And this week it brings us to Hubbard as the undefeated 4-0 Hubbard Eagles get ready to host the 3-1 Poland Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you, along with the coach, Bob Gessler, as we get ready for week 5, halfway through the season, coach, here as we get ready for another beautiful night in the Valley. And you couldn't ask for better weather, a better crowd, and certainly a better atmosphere.
I'll tell you what, they've got everybody here. They got the little guys here, the little Eagles, and they're getting introduced now. There's going to be bands. There's going to be entertainment. And there is a full house because they're excited about their Hubbard Eagles at 4-0. But, they got to put up with the Poland Bulldogs. They got to get better than what happened last week and cut the mistakes and the penalties. That is what's hurt them all year.
Yeah, certainly a disappointing performance for Poland last week. They go into halftime up by a score of 10-7 after a 42-yard field goal by Salvi Karamusa that gave them to lead going into the locker room. But in the second half, coach, a lot of mental mistakes there. Some things didn't work out for Poland. And certainly you could tell they were not happy with that performance. But as you know, sometimes it's those little setbacks you need to get ahead and find out what you need to work on. And certainly for Poland, they're looking to rebound this week.
Absolutely, 100%. Sometimes, and again, I'm not that they are, but sometimes you get maybe a little bit overconfidence and you need that kick in your get along to get it back to where it needs to be. So then I think maybe they opened their eyes and said, we got to get a whole lot better.
Yeah, certainly they'll be looking forward to do that against the undefeated Hubbard Eagles. We're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, the pregame show continues here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Pre-game show continues here from Memorial Stadium, Alumni Field, here on the beautiful campus of Hubbard High School. Coach Bob Gessler with you, Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us again here in Week 5. And, Coach, we take a look back at last week, and the best thing you can do is watch film to get better. However, we take a look at some of the things that went wrong for Poland. Again, they go into halftime up 10-7. Canfield gets the ball in the second half, go right downfield there. From there, it felt like that Poland was kind of playing outside their game plan.
Yeah, something went wrong. I don't know what happened, but they just didn't look the same. And again, mistake after mistake. Every time you turned around, there was a 15-yard penalty, and that will shoot you in the foot. We talked about that at the beginning of the year with Poland. They got to clean that up after the first game, but they got to do a lot better job against Hubbard.
For the first time last year, Poland was held under 100 yards rushing. That means they put the sophomore quarterback in check in David Zippolita, and he was held to under the century mark, but also only 130 yards passing. So overall, not the offensive performance they're used to, and defensively struggled with Canfield there, and it really became a point that looked like in the late third, fourth quarter, where again maybe a little bit of fatigue.
Well, I think there might even also been a little disappointment too, because they have been able to come back and the other point that, and again, I could be wrong, just watching the game and calling the game. You can't rely on David. He's young at throwing the ball as many times as he did. They had to get that running game going, and that's what's going to happen tonight. They have got to get the running game going, and they can't depend on his arm. Nothing wrong with it. It's just he's a young player, and he's going to develop to be a better passer. Right now, things just weren't clicking with him.
Yeah, certainly we've seen his improvement from his freshman year, which he played a lot.
Yes.
In terms of being a quarterback there, got that experience. We've seen him make a huge jump here into a sophomore year as Vito Camaro has now migrated to other positions playing the wing. We've seen him in the backfield. Yeah. He's become an all-purpose player. But certainly, I say this but I look forward to the junior and senior year of David Zippolita, right, and the development that he's going to have. And he's going to have, but tonight, again, he's going to face another team that just physically big and strong.
Well, the other thing, the bad point, Jim, as far as defense, they have got to contain this quarterback because he could take off and go. So they have to contain him and do what they got to do with that. If they have, and again, have that linebacker in their spine so they know exactly where he's at all times. You take the passing game away from him and they have to ride on a running game, then you got issues.
Well, we'll see if Coach Pavlansky agrees with you. Our own Mark Means had an opportunity to speak with head coach Tom Pavlansky in his fifth season, 36-16, now with Poland, and this is what he had to say on the Cleveland Cobras Coach's Corner.
We are back inside the Cleveland Cobras Coach's Corner with Coach Pavlansky of the Poland Bulldogs. And, Coach, you ran into a tough opposition on last Friday night.
Yeah, hey, Camp is exactly who we thought they were. They're a really good football team, and, it's a disappointing outcome, being in a rivalry game and having to be on the short side of things. But, really proud of the kids' effort. Just in the fourth quarter, we got to, just keep on learning and keep on getting better. It's just a tough outcome, and we got to make sure that game doesn't beat us twice now, because we got a whole different animal in Hubbard, who is well coached, and they're going to be ready to go. And they're extremely impressive on film.
Coach, when you look back at that game and now the rest of the season, how exciting is it to have a freshman kicker that can come through in the clutch for you when you needed it in that game and potentially for the rest of the season?
Yeah, hey, Salvi Karamusa is all he's done is be consistent. He's been impressive, and like I say, his legs getting stronger. We're fortunate that he's willing to do this. As well, along with his soccer schedule, and so we're excited about Salvi and what he brings to the table.
Knowing he was able to step up and make a couple of big kicks against Canfield, how much more does that increase your confidence in putting a ninth grader out there in key situations the rest of the way?
Yeah, I'm not worried about how old he is. He's shown that on a daily basis that when he's here with us, he's a competitor. He wants to do it, and I've seen that in him 7th grade and 8th grade on the basketball court. Hey, he likes to compete. He wants to win, and you can't have enough guys like that.
You mentioned it's Hubbard tonight, a team you've had some success against the last couple of years, but this is a little bit of a different-looking Hubbard offense this season.
Yeah, it starts with the quarterback. Braden Songer is an exceptional athlete. He's a multi-sport kid. He's competitive, and you can tell that. He has it. He's got some moxie. He's got. His kids, his teammates play hard for him. They go after the football. You can tell he's a leader, and they do a great job of distributing the football but using his strengths to their advantage. And they got a big, strong offensive line. Their skilled kids are really fast, and so like I said, they are a really, really good football team that we got to work it out for.
How much does the challenge increase with a player like Songer that can do it through the air and on the ground? Does that really affect how you defensively game plan?
Yeah, it is. Anytime we go into a game, we want to make sure that we stop the run first. We got to do all we can to stop the run, and this week's no different. We got to make sure they're one-dimensional, and because if we can't stop the run, then it's going to be a long, long night for us. And so we're going to do what we can here to stop the run, and hopefully he'll misfire on a couple. But like I said, he's really good, and they do a nice job scheming things up, to his advantages and that. But like I said, they're a good football team.
Coach, is that the key to go on the road and get back in the win column, controlling Hubbard's run game?
Yeah, I mean, we do. We got to be able to control the run and be able to run the ball as well. Going on the road in a conference game and an opener especially, I mean, we got to limit the turnovers. We got to be sound in the special teams. All those cliches, they got to happen. And so, but bottom line is, hey, defensively, we got to make sure we tackle really well, tackle well in space, rally to the football, and then, on offense, control the football. And when we have an opportunity to get down the red zone, we got to get in the end zone instead of settling for a field goal.
Coach, your time is always appreciated. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Mark.
We'll have more of the pregame show up next.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Pre-game show continues here from Alumni Field, just about 10 minutes before kickoff, as we take a look at the Hubbard Eagles 4-0 coming into this evening under the direction of head coach Brian Hoffman, who we want to thank generously as the athletic director here helped us out all weekend to set up tonight and gave us a great spot here at Memorial Stadium. It doesn't get much better than this. Again, just a perfect setup. So, Coach, we thank you for that. But when you talk about the Hubbard Eagles 4-0, you have to talk about the quarterback. It starts with him, Braden Songer, the senior, at 6'2", 195 pounds. Coach, take a look at these numbers here. He was a wide receiver last year, stepped into the quarterback position. He's now 55 of 78 as a quarterback with 8 touchdowns. But most importantly, 0 interceptions, no turnovers.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's impressive, and that's exactly what they got to come out and do. So, again, they got to do what they got to do, but they're going to have to play good defense against it and get a pass rush on this young man and try to get some heat.
Some of the other things that Poland will have to contend with, we'll talk about Mikey Hazamahalis, 26 carries for 230 yards, as well as Braden Songer, the leading rusher for the team, 41 carries for 356 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. They put up 15 touchdowns. He has been responsible for or been involved in. And again, it's going to be a big matter, Coach, I think, of watching those outsides, forcing him into the interior and feeding him into the arms of Angelo Angelilli and Pano Zippolita.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Poland got to go on offense. They've got to control the line of scrimmage, and they have got to go down the field and score. Again, try to get them settled down so if they have to throw the ball, but they can't rely on that. They've got to pound the rock and keep it out of Hubbard's hands.
Got to mention the Hubbard Eagle Marching Band out entertaining the home side here as we get ready for kickoff. And for Hubbard last week, they took on they're going to have the alma mater, not the national anthem. I apologize. But their schedule went like this. They started off with Brookfield. They get the 42-0 win. They took on Wilmington over in Pennsylvania. They got the 28-21 win. Took on University School on September 5th and they got the 37-14 win. And last week, the win over a struggling Niles McKinley by a score of 51-7. Last week, we talked about Poland and Canfield. Canfield being their first real test of the year. For Hubbard, I believe that is going to be the case this week as Poland becomes their first real test of the year.
Yeah, they did. Again, Brookfield's down. Some of the other schools, I've talked to some of the people out there, and they have not, to this point, played a strong schedule. So, again, nothing against them. They're 4-0. God bless them. They're there, but this will be a massive test for them because of Poland's weapons, if they can get Poland's weapons to get started here.
They say you are what your record says you are. Hubbard 4-0, so they are a good team. And as we take a look at the line or the rankings there in Joe Idle, it is Girard, Canfield, Poland, and Manchester who would get if the playoffs started today, would get the bye. And then, of course, Hubbard, one division up, setting themselves up for a bye as well. Just about just a little under 7 minutes before kickoff here. We're going to step aside for our final break. When we come back, we will get you set up for the kickoff here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here, pregame show continues as we wait for the national anthem as we get ready for kickoff here. Just about 4 minutes before we get underway here in this game. And you take a look at the series, Coach, and for Poland, they have a 14-7 lead in the 21 games they have played since 2001. Poland has outscored Hubbard 533 to 337, but most notably, Hubbard has not scored a point against Poland in the last two meetings in 23 and 24. Their last point that they scored against Poland was in 2022 when they took the 28-21 loss.
Well, you know what? That's all. What happened in the past is what the present now will. And I'm expecting Hubbard to come out and test the waters quickly with a maybe a long pass.
Step aside now for our national anthem, performed by the Hubbard Marching Band. excellent rendition of our nation's national anthem by the Hubbard Eagle Marching Band. We have about 2 minutes here just before kickoff on this beautiful night. Looks like it's going to be standing room only here at Alumni Field. And taking a look at now, the colors are going to be pretty close tonight, Coach, as the visiting Poland Bulldogs will be in their white jerseys with blue numerals, blue pants, the blue helmets with the traditional P logo on the side. For the Hubbard Eagles, they will be similar, although we'll reverse it. It'll be the blue jerseys with the white numerals, the white pants. However, they go with the gray helmets and the Eagle logo on the side. And it looks beautiful here, and a great combination here for Hubbard. One thing we do notice that stands out is they do have their names on their jerseys. So from time to time, that kind of helps if our eyes can reach that far and see as we get a little bit older. Got a couple of bifocals here, but nonetheless, a nice addition here. Band shell to our right, scoreboard to our left. Again, at a beautiful facility here in Hubbard. Officials at midfield. Coach, there was a coin toss. What was the result of that coin toss?
Absolutely. Hubbard wins the coin toss and deferred to the second half. So Poland will be receiving and get the offense going, and let's see what they can do.
All right, so the officials bringing the last ball in here as we get ready to get week 5 underway here on the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week. Again, want to thank Athletic Director Brian Banfield, Head Coach Tom Pavlance from Poland, the Athletic Director / Head Coach from Hubbard, and Brian Hoffman. A lot of responsibility there when you're running pretty much everything as the Athletic Director. That is not an easy job, especially with all the students that participate in so many sports now.
Yeah, I remember talking to people during the COVID and to talk about crazy stuff. So it has settled down, but it's still a little bit nuts.
The athletic director, a very important job these days here, especially with schools like Hubbard and Poland. As we get ready, and the final seconds tick down on the pregame, and we are ready for the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week. While we have a moment, we'll step aside 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to WRQX AM 600, The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
WRQX, Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600, The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
Poland back to return here. Poland will be returning from the right to left. If you are listening in on the iMedia One Network app or the Live 365 app, you can also listen in if you like Facebook there. A couple of links there. We also have Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week on Western Reserve Radio with Mark Means, Dave Clark, and John Galbraith joining him this week. The president of the Youngstown Patricians. Again, want to thank them for their sponsorship and support of high school football in the Valley. Of course, Jesse Caldwell and the Cleveland Cobras. The Village Tavern, which we will talk about right here in Hubbard, as well as Discount Power Sports. And I'm not going to say anything about the fourth quarter, Coach. It's my favorite one. I like to build the anticipation.
Yeah, and I should have stopped there on the way. I could kick myself.
All right, it's probably better that you didn't. Is we will kick this one. It's going to be a high end-over-end kick, and we're going to get a flag. Right. Hubbard is going to be offside. The Caleb McKay kick would have been short, so it's going to be a dead ball offside on the kicking team. They'll move it back. 5. We'll do it again.
That's all right. That happens sometimes. You get a little bit anxious. And that's why when you're on either side of the ball, your head better be tipped and you better be timing it up with that kicker because coaches don't like that when they start out with a penalty.
I was going to just say, I don't think Coach Hoffman would appreciate it, but if you're Coach Gessler, you're just used to 1st and 15, so that would have been no big deal. Yeah. So we'll just add 5 yards the other way.
There we go.
Again, Division 5, Region 17, topped by Girard, Canfield, Poland, and Manchester. Mooney in there as well as Pie Valley, Garfield, Liberty in there. As McKay will set this one up again. McKay, the 5'10", 180-pound senior specialist for Hubbard. Where's number 30? This time it's going to be an end over end right down the middle. And it's going to be picked up by Natoli at the 15. Natoli out to the 25. He'll fight his way out near the 30. He'll head out towards the Poland bench. And that's where the Bulldogs will start off 1st and 10 here in week 5 of the Youngstown Patricians high school football game of the week. Youngstown Patricians looking for high school and college talent to join their roster. For more information, check out the Youngstown Patricians on Facebook or call John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. Coach, all kickoffs and field goals are brought to you by the Village Tavern, which has been a favorite spot right here in Hubbard for over 100 years.
I did not know that.
That's a long time.
I believe I ate there once, but that was a while ago. Here we go.
All right.
Ooh.
So full backfield as Zippolita will go under center. He'll pitch this one short out to Vito Kamara. Kamara looking for room to get in. He'll be brought down by his head. No call on the face mask. And there's the flag now. 2-yard pickup. And you can see his head kind of snapped around, but it was hard to tell if he had the helmet or the face mask.
Well, look, it doesn't matter. They're calling that now, Jim. If you get the back of the helmet, they're still calling it now. Can't grab the headgear. That's what they're saying.
You saying that's a good call by the official, Coach?
You won't hear that very often from me, but, I mean, that's injury.
All right. So personal foul, face mask coming up against the Hubbard Eagles. So far, they have 20 yards in penalties to start this game.
Yeah, you don't want to start a game out like that. But you know what? That's just a part of the game. So, you know, they just got to not get grabby.
Well, and I think you can look at mental penalties and then one of we can call them competitive penalties as they'll mark this ball at the Poland 48-yard line. 11:44 left here, first quarter. We're just underway here at Alumni Field as Zippolita now going to go into an empty backfield. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Kamara in motion, left to right. He'll give it to him on the jet stream. Kamara trying to cut up, nowhere to go. Lose a yard, and it'll make it 2nd and 11 now for Poland. As I was trying to get jet motion out. That did come out correctly.
No, that didn't look good.
Hubbard reading that one. Look, that play developed a little bit late. Not much speed to grab. Maybe Kamara would have been better off trying to get around that other edge.
Right. I agree.
So 2nd and 11 now for Poland. All at the 47. Poland moving from right to left. 10:53 left here, first quarter. They'll go heavy backfield again. 2 fullbacks at tailback. Zippolita under center. Single receiver to the near side. Zippolita go hand off this time up the middle. Chase Jones got room out to the right. So he'll stiff arm one player, and he's out to the 30, 25. He'll slip the tackle and into the end zone. Chase Jones on a 53-yard touchdown run gives Poland the 6-0 lead with a 10:33 left here, first quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was poor tackling by Hubbard. You're not going to bump these guys down. You've got to hit them head on. If you try to grab them from the side, they're too strong of runners, and they ran right out of that. So, Poland, great job on the run. Did a good job up front, too, because they opened up some holes. So, now Hubbard, they got to tighten that defense up.
Extra point. Coming up here is Kamara will be the holder. Salvi Karamusa will be on the extra point. He'll take the kick. Ball is up, and it is good. 10:33 left here, first quarter. Poland takes the ball right downfield. They get on the board. It's Poland 7, Hubbard nothing. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians high school football game of the week on City View Sportscast, WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians high school football game of the week.
So after 2 penalties to start off the very first series, Poland takes the ball 53 yards on a run by Chase Jones into the end zone. Bulldogs take a 7-0 lead, and pretty much this is how Poland started off last week. Now it's going to be about the consistency.
Yeah, exactly right. Now they got to continue to do what you're doing. 100%, Jim. They have got to do a better job defensively.
Aiden Baranches. Oh, and the official's going to come in, and they're going to send Colton Yob off the field. I believe it's going to be an equipment issue. He'll be replaced by Kenyon Franklin as Aiden Baranches will kick this one off for Poland. Anthony Clark and Mike Hasmahalis back to return. This one going to be an end over end back to the 5-yard line. Picked up by Franklin. He'll bring this one right up the middle. Try to break to the outside, cut back inside. And with some room to run, he'll be brought down near the 20-yard line. Actually going to give him credit for the forward progress right about the 23-yard line. And a great special teams tackle by Dom DeLomo, the 6', 165-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Nick Natoli was in on that too, so they both were able to collapse on that. Great job, because they've really had a hard time with that, Jim, in the first 4 games. They just did not do a good job on their punt cover and kick cover, so that was a great improvement.
Hubbard, by our own estimations, facing their biggest test here so far in the 2025 season. Hubbard 4-0, Poland 3-1. As will be a Songer in the shotgun, empty backfield. Back to pass. Quick pass out to the far side. Picked up by Clark. Clark trying to get to the outside. And JJ, looked like JJ Fonda brought him down from behind. And not sure where they're going to. Okay, they'll mark it at the 31-yard line. So they'll be short of a first down, but second down now for Hubbard. 10:04 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 7-0 lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, nice first play. I thought he got more than that. I thought he was more like 9, but that's all right.
One thing that stood out, Coach, a lot of time in that backfield for Songer to get rid of that ball. Braden Songer again, 6'2", 195.
When they go into that trips to one side, I'll make a point in a minute, Jim.
4 receivers to the right of Songer, single receiver to the far side. Hubbard moving left to right. They're going to send Hasmahalis in motion. Quick pass out to Clark again. He'll test this side and be brought down at the 39-yard line. That'll be enough for a Hubbard first down.
See, that's the problem that Poland's got when they run them trips. They've got that safety out too deep. They've got to move them up because they're giving them out all day, and that's exactly what Hubbard saw in the film. We made a comment to that on the first few games.
So Hubbard immediately going to the empty backfield as Songer will bring in the play from the sideline. Braden Songer, we saw him last year. Again, he was a wide receiver, tight end, but transitioned well into the quarterback position. As Butcher and Yob will be the receivers to the left. Hasmahalis will be the wing to the left. Quick pass out to Hasmahalis. He'll have the ball at the 40, cut back to the inside, and he'll make it to the 45-yard line. Pickup of 6. That's going to be 2nd and 4 now for Hubbard.
They're daring Hubbard to move, or excuse me, Poland to move up on that. When they run that trips, they're giving them, again, too much yards. So the defense has got to move these guys up a little bit, but then you got to be aware of the long ball, running past. But they're going to give them 5 to 6 yards every time because they're playing so far back.
Trying to work around the block of Jaden Smith, the junior, 6'5", 360, Coach.
That's a big boy.
He's has some size. As now Songer will be in the shotgun, one running back behind him. 3 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the left of Songer. He'll hand it off this time off the right side, and Cam Hackstead leading the charge on this. They'll pick up a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd and 4 now for the Hubbard Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good job by the defense. They're pretty stout up in the middle, but again, you got to watch that quick pass. Now you got to be aware of him pumping out to the side on a go route as well. So now they got to be on their toes.
Grayson Schaefer also working on the interior, 5'7", 240. He's a junior. Hubbard now coming back out with 3 receivers to the right of Songer, single receiver to the far side. That'll be Busher. It's movement up front for Poland. He'll hand this one off, trying to find some room to run. He'll fight his way out near the 48-yard. It's going to be close to a first down, but I think they're going to be just short. Anthony Berkeley on the run for Hubbard.
Yep, that's short. Yep. Okay.
All right. So it's going to be 4th down for Hubbard. And Coach, does Coach Gessler go for this?
Oh, boy, I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that right now, being down by a score. But you know what? They may get him to try to jump, quarterback sneak. Here we go.
Oh, no, I've seen Coach Gessler do crazier things, so we'll just throw that out there.
Yes, I have.
So Busher, Clark, and Hayes, the receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Berkeley in the backfield, and we're going to have a flag, and it's going to be, I believe it's going to be a delay of game coming up against Hubbard. Play clocks in each end of the field, and I think for Coach Hoffman, that's one thing that's got to frustrate you. All right, so we are mic'd up this week. We'll try to pick that up, but a delay of game here. Beautiful stadium here equipped with play clocks in both end zones. 6:40 left here. Poland with a 7-0 lead.
Well, I got to think they're going to punt the ball now, Jim.
Yeah,
you wouldn't dare give it on that one.
They'll mark this one back between the 43 and 44-yard line. Usually they'll mark that on a line. However, it'll be Ryden Songer to punt this one away. Keep an eye on him. He's the quarterback. Vito Camaro posting up around his own 20-yard line. Good snap back there for Songer. He'll get rid of this. It's going to be a high kick. Camaro picking it up at the 10. He'll try to find some room to run. Almost pulled back out to the 15. He'll have a hold of his jersey, and he'll be brought down by the jersey. Mike Hasmahalis on the tackle. We're going to say that name a lot tonight, Coach, as statistically he has been tearing it up on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And literally he tore it off.
And that time he nearly tore up Vito Camaro's jersey.
Sure. Yeah. He wore a T-shirt underneath it. He had a hold of that, and he just shredded that. So you got to get that stuff tucked in because that's what you don't want. So
that's I think that initially that's why they like those tight jerseys. But unfortunately for Camaro, had a T-shirt hanging out. As it looks like, okay, Hubbard going to take a timeout. All right, 6:10 left here, first quarter. Hubbard will take a timeout. We'll step aside for a quick break. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. We're back right after this.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the OHSAA and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
6:10 left here, first quarter. Poland with a 7-0 lead. Coach, so far here, the story here is for Hubbard. They already have 25 yards in penalties after having had the ball one time and being on defense one time. And then 25 yards given to Poland. Not the way you want to start off.
Absolutely not. They got to tighten that up because you don't want to do that against this Poland team. Poland now has got to play smart football and go after them. And I believe there was no timeout used, Jim. I think we're going with TV timeouts. It has to be something because they didn't take it off the scoreboard. I don't know.
This is a big matchup here in the Valley this week as our colleagues from WKBN to our right. And well covered here between Hubbard and Poland. As now it will be the Bulldogs with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line. 6:10 left here, first quarter. Bulldogs with a 7-0 lead. And it's an I formation now as Hasmahalis will go under center. Angelilli, the fullback, will take his time. 2 receivers to his right. 4-4 defense for Hubbard. Rolling out to the far side is Zippolita. He'll tuck the ball, taking himself out to the 30, 35, 40, and down near the 44-yard line. A first down for Hubbard. And that is the pick your poison type play, Coach. Do you go after him? Or do you drop more back in coverage? And Hubbard had just had to make that decision.
Well, the problem was they let him get outside. Once he got outside and they were running down the field, the defensive backs, they didn't see him. He took off. And I'll tell you what, that was a great run. He almost got caught in the backfield, but he grabbed the gear and he was off and running.
Zippolitas, they list him at 5'9", 180. He's a sophomore. I don't know about that, but he's pretty fast, Coach. So 3 receivers to the left now is Poland now with Kamara at quarterback, running the option to the left side. Kamara going to tuck and keep it past the midfield stripe down to the 49. And it'll be 2nd and 4 now for the Bulldogs as they put Kamara in there to run that option out to the left.
Yep. I'll tell you what, he got it and made the corner. So now we've got 2nd and about 4.
5:09 left here, first quarter. Second and 4 for Poland. Zipolita back at quarterback. Receivers 2 by 2. One running back to his right. Clap, and it's going to be another 5 yards. As I believe they're going to have Antonio Berkeley on the offside. And that's going to be another 5-yard, 30 yards in penalties so far for Poland.
Hubbard.
Excuse me, Hubbard. All
They're
right,
all
so
in blue, Jim. It's sometimes it's a little.
yeah, unfortunately, we get these little distractions sometimes that come up, and the real world intervenes as they'll mark the ball at the Hubbard 44-yard line. 4:51 left here, and that's going to be a first down for Poland. So Zipolita in the shotgun, one running back to his right, receivers 2 by 2. Zipolita plants his feet, fires out to the far side, trying to get it to Kamara. It's going to go off his fingertips. But Mikey Hazemahalis was right there defensively.
Yeah, I think he kind of heard some footsteps, Jim. That's all right. It happens.
Probably better off that he dropped that ball there, didn't lose any yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for Poland with 4:41 left. Bulldogs, they start off on their first drive, capping it off with a 53-yard run by Chase Jones, giving them the 7-0 lead. Salvi Karamusa with the extra point. And now it's 2nd and 10 for Poland at the Hubbard 44-yard line. Heavy backfield again, 2 fullbacks, a tailback. Zipolita under center, single receiver to the near side. That'll be Kamara. Play action. Going to hand it off the left side. Chase Jones going to fight his way down to the 41. Pickup of 3. And it's now going to be 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was a good, strong run. Hubbard was there. They saw that coming.
Kelly Nemo, Anthony DeLoma checking in for Poland, as well as Nick Natoli. Chase Jones will head to the sideline for a breather, and Zipolita will bring the play in from the sideline. 3rd and 7, ball at the Hubbard 41-yard line. We've hit the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Tight formation, and it'll be Kamara and Nemo to the right, twin receivers to the left. Zipolita in the shotgun. Angelilli in the backfield, back to pass, 3-step drop, and we're going to get a whistle, but I don't see a flag, Coach.
Timeout because the clock was down to 0.
All right, so Poland going to take a timeout here. Take a look here and see how the scores are coming along here in the Valley. Again, we're in week 5 of the Ohio high school football season, Coach. Moving quickly, as it always does. We'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. We'll start it out with Austintown Fitch. They're taking on Akron Buchtel. The Falcons have a 14-0 over Buchtel. East Palestine with a 7-0 lead over Southern. Boardman with a 7-0 lead over Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. And McDonald with a 7-0 lead over Jackson Milton. Of course, that game available on Western Reserve Radio 2. Mark Means, Dave Clark, John Galbraith. Those are the early scores from around the Valley here. And, of course, our score here, Poland 7, Hubbard 0. Cleveland and Minnesota will play in Major League Baseball tonight. Cleveland, a 1.5 games back of the wild card. So after a little bit of a delay here, of course, Coach mentioned, say a media timeout. We continue here. Coming up next week, we'll be back at Pavlansky Field in Poland, Coach, and great matchup there. It will be the South Range Raiders making their way to Poland. And that is that's a challenge I think Poland really likes. They've had some success against them, just couldn't get those wins.
Right. They've moved the ball on, but it just couldn't finish. So hopefully they can get it done.
South Range, after a regular season loss in week 1, won 4 in a row. All right, so back to action here. All beyond the left hash. 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. Ball at the Hubbard 41-yard line. 3:48 left in the first frame here. As Natoli now, he'll move back out to the right. It'll be two receivers tight into the right, 2 receivers to the left. 1 running back The backfield. Zippolita back to pass. 3-step drop. Fires over the middle. And Kamara with the second catch. He tipped it, bounced it around, and got his way out to the 28-yard line. That's a Poland first down. And some would say luck, some would say great concentration.
Well, I want to tell you something. He batted it right forward, which shouldn't happen. Should have went straight up in the air. Hubbard was right there. If he wouldn't have knocked it forward, Hubbard probably would have picked that off. Great job.
So 1st and 10, all at the Hubbard 28-yard line. As they'll go into the T formation. Zippolita under center. Gets a movement up front again. And it's going to be Antonio Berkeley with the jitters. And he'll add another 5-yard penalty. And 35 yards for Hubbard in penalties on 5 penalties.
I was waiting for that one to happen. They yanked him. Probably told him, come on, man. Watch the ball.
So instead of 1st and 15, like Coach Gessler likes to do it, Poland will just have to do 1st and 5.
Yes.
For the listeners, that's a joke that we always used to jump offside.
Yeah.
Just the play script was 1st and 15. So T formation. Zippolita under center. Everybody in tight. Give it to Chase Jones. Jones up the right side. Cut back to the inside, past the 20. He'll fight his way in between a couple of blue jerseys and be brought down near the 18-yard line. Trying to get a number on the tackle there, as that was well read, but Brady Krissick with the tackle for Hubbard. And now it's going to be 1st down for Poland. With 2:48 left here, first quarter Zippolita bringing the play in from the far side. So back to the T formation again. 1st and 10. 2.5 left here, first quarter. Zippolita under center. He'll hand off to the man to the outside. It's Angelilli. Angelilli fighting his way through the entire Hubbard defense. He'll work his way inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. And that's going to make it 1st and goal for the Bulldogs with 2:17 left here, first frame.
I just want to say that Rome Odom is making a lot of tackles for Hubbard, and he is a DB. That's not what you want. And they're getting deep into their defensive backfield, and Hubbard got to tighten it up. But Poland is definitely running right at him now.
So from the center of the field, they'll go back to the T formation. Zippolita under center. Zippolita with the hard count. He'll stand back up and check to the sideline with Coach Pavlansky. Back under center for the sophomore quarterback. Chase Jones with the ball to the inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Pick up a 4. It's going to be 2nd and goal now from the 4 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they did a good job up front. What they did was they sealed the right side of the defense. He was able to plant his foot and then come back as he saw that opening. So that was a good 4-yard gain. 2nd and goal from about the 5-yard line, 4-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to mark it at the 4.
All righty.
Again, a great crowd here. Both sides, standing room only nearly. Back to the T formation. Jones, Angelilli, Zippolita. David Zippolita under center. Hand off to the left side. Going to fight his way in. Angelo Angelilli for the touchdown. 4 yards to give Poland a 13-0 lead with 56 seconds left here, first quarter.
Well, Anthony Clark for Hubbard met him about the 2-yard line, and unfortunately, you've got to attack as a defensive back or linebacker. He didn't. He stood there, and with that steam that he had, he ended up on his back in the end zone 2-3 yards. So you can't do that. You've got to attack the ball carrier as a linebacker DB.
Well, looking back, I bet you he would agree with you on that one, as Angelo Angelilli lowered the boom. As Vito Kamara now will come out for the hold. Salvi Caramusa for the extra point. 56.8 seconds left here. Snap gets back. Ball is up, and it is good. So with less than a minute to play here in the first quarter, Poland takes a 14-0 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for the Poland Bulldogs as they take advantage of the 35 yards in penalties by the Hubbard Eagles. And Coach, a little bit of a different momentum here this week for Poland. They've come out firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, just like I said, it's the Campville game. They lost. It's over. Now they got to come back and prove themselves. And again, I've always said, Jim, sometimes you need that. Get that eye open, and that eyes have been open.
Aiden Baranches put his boot into this one, an end-over-end kick picked up near the 17-yard line by an up back. And they'll bring it out to midfield and out to the 35-yard line. A nice return by Roma Odom. Odom, 6 foot, 175-pound senior for Hubbard. Give the Eagles decent field position, but for Hubbard, it hasn't been the execution. It's been the penalties that have really hurt them.
Yeah, they start driving down the field. Penalties have eaten them alive. So
I'm sure that doesn't bother a coach at all, does it? I just like to see you get riled up about it.
Let me tell you.
4 wide receivers to the left of Songer. Single receiver to the near side. Empty backfield for the Eagles. 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Poland with 1 high safety. Back to pass to Songer. Under pressure. He'll roll out to the far side looking for room. And it's going to be Songer with the ball. He'll make it out to the 45-yard line. And that should be enough for a Hubbard first down. Great job in the secondary, Coach, but couldn't contain Songer to the outside.
That's the problem they're going to have. They're going to try to run everybody off, get them linebackers dropped, and they have got to be able to seal him outside. So if that linebacker has to widen, that D end has got to get out there, and he got to keep contained.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Songer will get the play from the sideline. They'll do this from the left hash mark. Hubbard moving left to right on your devices here as they'll go 3 receivers to the right of Songer, single receiver to the far side. Back to pass is Songer, 3-step drop, looking out to his right, under pressure, and thought there was a hole back there, Coach, but a pass is thrown and knocked away.
There is a flag, Jim. They got him.
Ashton Sattarelli with the defense, but a flag coming in. It looked like a pretty obvious hold to me, Coach, right in the interior.
So that's going to really back them up. So that'll be, if it's spotted the foul, that's 10 yards. So you're looking at that'll be 1st and 30.
That will be the 6th penalty of the night on Hubbard.
We talk about it all the time. Penalties will kill you.
Certainly, that's been the case here. That's put Hubbard down 14-0 with 34.4 seconds left here to mark the ball at the 35-yard line. They will have to get to the Poland 45-yard line for a first down.
Oh, okay. I misspoke, but the penalty flag did drop at the 40, so I thought it was going to be marked at the 30.
Right, so 4 receivers to the right of Songer again, single receiver to the left. Songer, empty backfield. Zippolita showing pressure. He'll step back. Songer rolling out to the near side. Zippolita trying to chase him down, and the ball's caught at the 40-yard line. Kenyon Franklin on the reception for Hubbard to pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 now for the Eagles.
Yeah, good job by Poland. They really, I'll tell you what, he had nowhere to go. He had to dump that quickly. That's what they have to do. I get there. If there's somebody on this side spying him, if he goes away from us, they're spying him there, and that is the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. Up 4 seconds left here. They'll let her run down, and after 1, it's been all Poland here. They'll take a 14-0 lead into the second quarter. We'll step aside for a break. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
We'll flip sides of the field. It'll be Hubbard with the ball, 2nd and 15 at their own 40-yard line. Eagles trail Poland by a score of 14-0. And we talk about the keys to the game, and one of them would have to be trying to play penalty-free, but Hubbard did not get the memo on that.
Yeah. And you talked about quarters or something about how they held Hubbard to.
9 quarters in a row now, it is that Hubbard has not scored a point against Poland.
That's huge.
So 3 receivers to the left of Songer, single receiver to the far side. One running back going to get a flag. And wait, did they take a timeout, Coach?
No. It's TV timeout, Jim. They didn't give the TV enough time.
So we haven't gotten the go-ahead from our TV partners.
He doesn't have his orange armband on, so they didn't see.
All right. So it's kind of like deer hunting season. You got to have the orange on so we can see you. All right. So Franklin will be the single receiver to the far side, 3 receivers to the near side. That'll include Clark, Busher, and Hayes. Songer in the shotgun.
All right, here we go. They had to reset the clock, and we're ready to go now.
All right, we'll try it again with a fresh 12 up there. 2nd and 15, ball at the 40. On the negative side for Hubbard. Songer in the shotgun. He'll roll out to the near side. 3 receiver fires downfield, and it's going to be picked off by Vito Kamara. And Anthony Clark says it hit there. They're going to agree with Anthony Clark.
Whoa.
So give Clark credit, because I thought Vito Kamara came down with that, but Clark with a little bit of protest, and I think he got the head linesman to agree with them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that looked like he got that. Again, our angle up here, the official was right there. So, wow, that would have been a great pick.
All right, so great athletic play by Vito Kamara. He goes up in a crowd, and we thought came down with it, but nonetheless, it would be 3rd and 15 now for Hubbard.
I'll tell you what, they are bottlenecking him. He cannot get outside for anything. So that's a good job.
Talk about Songer here. We talked about him in pregame, not only in the passing game, but also in the rushing game. He has been outstanding, as he has had through just about 89 yards a game as a quarterback.
There's a timeout, Hubbard.
All right, so Hubbard will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here as we start to take a look at some of the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the Valley, Coach, and some of the early scores here. It'll be Austintown Fitch 14, Akron Bookdale 6. Great matchup there. The Springfield Tigers program we were very fond of. Over there, they have a 6-0 lead over Camel. And Mark Means reports that Girard has a 14-0 lead over the Garaway Pirates. Over on the PA side, not too far from where we are, Greenville has a 22-0 lead over Mercer. Newcastle leads Knock 13-0. United over Lisbon 14-0. Salem leads Beaver Local 6-0. East Palestine, it is 14-0 over Southern currently. West Branch, they leave Howland 7-0. We'll shout out to Trey and Bree Black and Lucas and all the folks out there in Beloit. And South Range leads Struthers 7-6. That's in the first quarter. Last reported, we don't know if that is an update. However, close game if that is the case. Fairport Harding with a 14-0 lead over Matthews. Lakeview and Niles all knotted up at 7. McDonald with a 7-6 lead over Jackson Milton. Erie over Hickory 6-0. Columbiana leads Leetonia 7-0. Cheney with a 7-0 lead over Canfield. Interesting matchup there. And CVCA and the Boardman Spartans, they are all tied up at last report in the second quarter, 7-7.
I've been watching what they've been doing defensively, and they've been doing a great job. Every time he rolls out, Pano's in front of him. So Pano's, they're using him as a spy. So they're keeping him contained. And Pano comes up and it scrapes down. He doesn't go after him. He just scrapes down and keeps squeezing a little bit. So they're doing a great job.
Usually spies try to hide. He doesn't try to hide.
No, he don't hide. How do you hide that big body?
3rd and 15 now from the Hubbard 40-yard line. Songer in the shotgun. Empty backfield again. Twin receivers to the right, 3 receivers to his left. Songer back to pass, 3-step drop. Looking out to his left, fires out there, and the only one out there. It's going to be caught at the 25-yard line and brought down near the 16. We'll see where they're going to mark it. As the official now will head down there, and a big catch by Dylan Busher. He is the 6 foot, 180-pound junior for Hubbard, and Hubbard in business as they'll mark this at the 17-yard line.
Well, Fonda had it. He had his eyes on it. Then he turned his head to go the other direction. And unfortunately, he didn't do it fast enough, and he dropped that ball right in there. Great reception, great yardage.
All right, so Songer with the big arm gets it downfield, finally finds a man open. Thought Vito Camaro was going to be able to turn around and get to that, but probably didn't see that, as it'll be single receiver to each side. They'll go wing left. Running back to the left of Songer in the shotgun. Franklin, the receiver, out to the far side. They'll hand this one off the right side, trying to find room to run. And Cam Hackstead and company will allow them a pickup of 3 or 4 yards on the play. We'll have just under 11 minutes to play here, second quarter.
I got about 4 yards on that. They bottled it up pretty good, but he was able to cut back inside, and he was able to get a couple more yards. So,
Olin with a 14-0 lead. They score on their first 2 possessions of the game. Chase Jones was started off with a 53-yard touchdown run. Now 2nd and 5 from the 12-yard line. Songer in the shotgun. He'll have Hasmahalis to his left. To the left, back to pass. Looking out to his left, gets to Hasmahalis. Hasmahalis upfield, past the 10, and knocked out of bounds near the 8-yard line. Now they can get to the 7 for a first down, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 1. 10-19 left here for our second quarter.
Well, this is for them. That's got to be 2-down territory. So,
bringing the play from the sideline. Dylan Busher as well. Three receivers out to the far side. That'll be Franklin, Clark, and Hayes. As Mihalis to the left of Songer in the shotgun. Single receiver to the left.
Motion.
A little bit up front, and we're going to have a
motion.
flag, a high snap that went off the fingertips of Songer, but it will mean nothing as the clock will stop with 10:17 left, and it looks like Hubbard will have another 5-yard penalty.
Well, Mason Dozier.
All right, so trying to pick up some of our official audio there.
Mason Dozier, he's got to settle down because Poland jumps around. You got to not worry about that. He knows what the play call is, and he knows what the snap count is. Don't listen. Don't watch him.
Frustrating for the coach.
Oh, boy, you don't know.
So Franklin, Hayes, and Clark, the receivers out to the far side, has Mihalis to the left of Songer in a shotgun. Songer looking out to his left, can't find a target, fires into the end zone, and it's going to be caught in the corner of the end zone for a Hubbard touchdown, 10:09. No. Oh, they're going to say he was out?
They said no.
Okay.
The official in the back signaled no catch.
From our angle, we'll see if they're going to talk about it. The back judge and the line judge are going to talk about it, and touchdown. It's going to be a touchdown for Hubbard.
Wow. All he did was throw it up, and he went up and got it.
A 13-yard touchdown pass. And we got distracted by the call here, trying to see who that was, but I believe that was going to be Dylan Busher on the reception for Hubbard.
Yeah, because when he caught it, came down, looked like both feet were in there, but the official on the backside said no, so I didn't know if he was bobbling or whatever.
So we'll give the officials credit on that. They got together and talked that over. Now Hubbard cuts the Poland lead to 14-6. Caleb McKay will come out for the extra point. 10:09 left here, second quarter. They wait for the snap. Snap a little high, but he'll get it down. It's up, and it's good. 10:09 left here, second quarter. Hubbard cuts the Poland lead to 14-7. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
10:09 left here, second quarter. Hubbard gets on the board. He had a 13-yard touchdown pass by Braden Songer. He was able to get that out to Dylan Busher, and a great throw and catch by Hubbard cuts the Poland lead to 14-7. And Hubbard, despite all the penalties, finally put some points on the board. Coach, it's the first time in 10 quarters that Hubbard has scored any points against Poland.
He was definitely he didn't get rid of that ball. He was going down, and he threw it to that very corner, and he climbed that ladder and picked it up. So good job by Hubbard.
Okay, back to kick this one off. Kamara and Natoli back to return for Poland. Lights coming on here, sun just all but down on a very nice evening here. And it's going to be a high end over end kick. And it'll be picked up by an up man at the 20-yard line. That'll be J.J. Fonda trying to get around one defender, trying to get out to the outside, find a block. And he'll get out past the 20, now the 25, and near the 29-yard line. So a hard run by J.J. Fonda picks up an extra 9 yards. And that's where Poland will start 1st and 10. With 9:56 left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was about a 55-yard run. Went
left
from
to right.
Sidelines to sidelines. That's all right.
So a lot of effort there by J.J. Fonda, the
absolutely
Poland receiver. He was actually the up man a little bit further on that.
Yeah, they didn't.
Kick was a little bit short.
Yep.
All right. So I formation is Pano Zippolita will come in at the fullback position. David Zippolita under center. Single receiver to each side for Poland. Have a tight end to each side as well. Zippolita rolling out to the near side. Fires downfield. He has Vito Kamara. Kamara with the catch at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Poland.
That's how you answer a touchdown. Wow, what a throw.
72 yards. David Zippolita to Vito Kamara. Gives Poland back the 14-point lead. 13-point lead. It's 20-7.
That's an outstanding throw and catch. I'll tell you what, that could have been knocked down very easily, but he went and grabbed it. I'll tell you, that was great. Beautiful, beautiful football play. They're clicking. Poland is on all cylinders offensively to this point.
Vito Kamara, 72-yard touchdown reception. As they wait for the extra point, Kamara to hold. Karamusa for the kick. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 9:44 left here in the second quarter. Poland with a 21-7 lead. Coach, we'll keep it right here as we go around the schedule here on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit them at 778 North Main Street, right here in Hubbard, or call 330-717-4441. Some scores from around the valley, Coach, is Crestview has a 28-0 lead over Southeast. Girard with a 21-0 lead over Garaway. Greenville leads Mercer 22-0. Newcastle 13-0 over Knock United takes a 2-touchdown lead over Lisbon. Mineral Ridge 16, Waterloo nothing. Salem still with a 7-0 lead over Beaver Local. East Palestine leads Southern 21-6. We look to the technology to work here. CVCA and Boardman all tied up at 7. Cheney still with a 7-0 lead over Canfield at last report. Columbiana with a 7-0 lead over Latonia. Donald 21, Jackson Milton 6, Niles and Lakeview now tied up at 7. Brookfield and Liberty, an interesting game there. Liberty looking to get back on the winning track. Some interesting talent over there for the Leopards. Fairport Harding with a 14-0 lead over Matthews. LeBray leaves Newton Falls 8-0. South Range and Struthers. Again, we don't know if this is an updated score, but South Range with a 7-6 lead over the Struthers Wildcats. And Youngstown East in the second quarter with an 8-0 lead over Shaw up there in the Cleveland area. Playing that one, I believe, at Rayan Stadium tonight here in Youngstown, which I think they've done an excellent job with turning the old Rayan Stadium into a really nice site.
It is. It's a very nice facility. Kind of shocked at that South Range Struthers game. The Struthers right now is 0-4. And South Range only, again, we don't know if it's updated, but 7-6. That's pretty good.
Over on Western Reserve Radio, it is the Youngstown Phantoms. They are up 1-0 after 1 against the Tri-City Storm. The USHL Fall Classic down in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Matt Lipsack on the call as the Phantoms regular season gets underway here, and Aiden Branches coming on to kick this away for the Poland Bulldogs. Of course, all kickoffs and field goals are brought to you by the Village Tavern. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern has been one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Village Tavern is located at 746 North Main Street, just up the street here in Hubbard, and online at villagetavern3.com. Of course, we ask that you support all of our sponsors as they help us bring you all the action every week. Branches will get a boot into this one. It'll be an end-over-end kick inside the 10, picked up at the 3-yard line, brought out to the 10, 15, 20, and he'll be upended near the 22-yard line. Anthony Clark on the return. It's going to be Ashton Sattarelli on the tackle for Poland.
All right. Now let's see what Hubbard could do. Poland has attacked him with one pass, so let's see if that took a little wind out of Hubbard's sail, but I doubt it. Hubbard's not going to lay down and die. They're going to come at him now. They know they can hit him on a deep ball, so we'll see what they're going to do now. As long as they contain that quarterback, I think that they're going to have to throw the ball because their running game has not been that well executed.
Receivers 2x2. Franklin and Hayes out to the far side. Actually, they're going to send Clark out there as well. 3 receivers to the right. Has Mihalis move to the left hip of Songer. Songer in the shotgun. Busher 1-on-1 with Kamara. Songer looking downfield. Nothing there. Got a flag on the play. He'll throw it into the sideline. And I believe, if I am not mistaken, that's going to be Ryan Moss on the hold for Hubbard.
He fell down, Jim. Come on. That was a big time hold. Holy mackerel.
Well, I would try that because I never held. So
yeah.
He had Noah Huber pretty well, the 6'1", 250-pound junior for Poland. And that's going to be another 10-yard penalty for the Hubbard Eagles with 9:30 left here, second quarter.
Their positive yards has been decent with that long pass, but penalties are eating all their yardage up.
Yeah, secondary doing a good job in that situation, though. Coach Songer had nothing to throw to, threw that one into the sideline, and a great decision by him, too.
And he was getting pressured, and they are containing him, as we said before in pregame. They got to keep him in that pocket, and they're doing a great job of that.
1st and 10 from the 15. Songer in the shotgun, has Mihalis to his right. Receivers 2x2. Back to pass, looking out to his left. Fires. That's going to be caught at the 22-yard line and out of bounds near the 23-yard line. Great catch by Dylan Butcher, who will give them a little bit more breathing room. Hubbard will have to get to their own 35-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit loose on that on those corners. They've got to come up on there. They got to just blanket them a little bit. Again, they're aware of the big pass. He's got an arm.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line for the Hubbard Eagles. Back in the shotgun, has Mihalis to the right of Songer. Receivers 2x2 again. They'll work from the left hash mark. Wide side to the right. Songer going to call his own number. Tried to get upfield, and he'll make it out to the 25. Maybe they'll give him the 26-yard line to pick up a 3. It'll be 3rd and 9 now for the Hubbard Eagles.
Yeah, that was a great job. Meinhardt was in there on. I'll tell you what, he disrupted it. So threw the timing off of Hubbard. Now we got 3rd and good 9 yards on this one.
So Poland with 8:57 left here, has a 21-7 lead over Hubbard. Eagles now 3rd and 9, ball at their own 26-yard line. Receivers 2 by 2. They'll send Franklin and Hayes out to the far side. Twin receivers to the near side. That'll be Clark and Hayes. Back to pass is Songer. Looking out to his right, fires over the middle, and it's going to be picked off by J.J. Fonda. Fonda at midfield, bringing it down the far sideline. He needs to get one block. Has Mihalis, the only one in the way. He'll cut to the inside, and Fonda into the end zone. Touchdown, Poland. They take a 27-7 lead over the Hubbard Eagles, and I'm going to call that a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown. I'm not sure exactly where he got it, but right in that area, and J.J. Fonda gets the defensive touchdown for Poland.
That was a great job. All he did was play center field, Jim. That ball was in the air, and he went after it. The ball was well overthrown, and he was able to gather that up. So great job by Fonda. And I'll tell you what, Poland's got some yardage. They are absolutely grinding up the yards compared to Hubbard. So as long as that defense stays stout like that, I tell you what, that'll keep that offense fresh. So when that offense comes back on, Hubbard has got to make some adjustments here. Again, they're not letting that quarterback get outside, and they're getting heat to him, and he's just winging it. That can't, that's what they needed to do.
Angelilli, the long snapper, Kamara, the holder, and we'll get a whistle before the snap. Are they going to say it's a good kick? And as our referee will come to midfield. Okay.
Yeah, he's saying
they're going to say it's good. We heard the whistle before the kick, but nonetheless, they will say that Poland will get that. 28-7 is your score. 8:23 left here in the second quarter. We'll keep it right here as Poland now scoring defensively. Credit J.J. Fonda with a 55-yard interception return and had a wall of blockers down that far side. Coach had to fight through the last 2 or 3 defenders. But we know J.J. Fonda from early weeks, very physical player, wasn't going to be denied.
No, and he never slowed his speed down. When he made a cut, and he was at full speed. I'll tell you what, the body language on this side of the field for Hubbard isn't looking good. Coach has got to pick them up or this can get out of hand real quick. They've got to talk to these guys and do what they got to do. Bottom line is they got to keep that protection, and they've got to get these receivers. Everything they want to do is going deep. I think that they need to start hitting some short stuff so that pressure doesn't get to them, and that's how you stall that rush from defense, by hitting the quick hitters down the field, because now Poland knows what they do when they run that 3-and-1.
Take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update over on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Mark Means, Dave Clark, John Galbraith, Girard with a 28-0 lead over the Garaway Pirates. They're at Arrowhead Stadium in Girard. Of course, soft spot in our heart for that place as well.
Absolutely. Good friend of mine who was a part of the Cheney team, Joe Wilson. Son plays on the team. Joe, we're proud of his son. They're doing a great job. His dad was a good player.
The connections between you and I are really weird. Joe Wilson is the nephew of my father's third wife.
Oh, my Lord.
Figure that one out, folks.
Okay, you can write that
we'll
down.
Save that. We'll save that one for halftime.
Here we go.
Branches will put a boot into this one, and it'll be picked up at the 8-yard line. They'll bring this one out to the 20 and out to the 22-yard line, returned by Anthony Clark for Hubbard. That's where the Eagles start off 1st and 10 with 8:17 left here, second quarter. Hubbard trailing by a score of 28-7.
Yeah, Nick Natoli on the tackle was able to get it. They've done a better job today in the cover, because that last 4 games, Jim, we know it's been a little bit iffy, so they're doing a great job on their kick cover.
So Hubbard with a 1st and 10. They'll mark it officially at the 22-yard line. They trail by 3 touchdowns.
A lot of time left on the clock, too. Hubbard can't panic. They just got to keep fighting.
Songer in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Has Mihalis on his hip. He'll plant his feet. Looking downfield. Nothing there. He'll tuck the ball. Angelilli there. He'll bounce off Angelilli. He'll break one tackle and be knocked out of bounds near the 41-yard line. And for Songer, a great pickup on a play where he had no options downfield.
Well, I want to tell you something. Dylan Butcher, he got away with a hold on that one because it looked like he grabbed somebody. But, that's all right. 1st down. Again, we talk about containing him. They're doing a great job with the defensive backs, but they have got to contain him.
First and 10 for Hubbard at their own 41-yard line. 8:09 left here, second quarter. Poland 28, Hubbard 7. Three receivers out to the far side again. Franklin, Clark, and Hayes. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Butcher. Handoff up the middle has Mihalis, and he's going to be wrapped up by Pano Zipolita after a yard gain. They'll actually give him the 42-yard line. It'll make it 2nd and 9 now for the Hubbard Eagles.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Pano was right there. Again, he's spying. He's watching for that football. He's all over the place. And that is what they gave him. They said, we don't have to worry too much about, I think, running backs. That's what I'm thinking. Just watch that quarterback. He's the guy, and he can kill you on the run.
Again, Songer, pretty big guy, 6'2", 195, so he's not a small athlete.
Tall and thin, though. Doesn't look 195, so.
So Songer in the shotgun has Mihalis to his right. Receivers 2x2. 3-step drop, looking out to his right. Fires and almost intercept, but went off the hands of Kenyon Franklin. Ashton Sattarelli was right there. Could have played the tip drill, but it'll fall harmlessly to the turf for Hubbard.
Songer, that was a fastball. I tell you what, that was 100 mile an hour coming at him, and he needed to get those hands together and squeeze that ball, and it just didn't happen. He blew right through his hands.
Einhardt will check out for Poland, 6'4", 255. He's a sophomore. So ball at the 42-yard line, 3rd and 9 for Hubbard. The twin receivers to each side. Franklin and Hayes will be the twins to the right. As Mihalis to the backfield. 3-step drop for Songer. Again, looking downfield, under pressure, fires it into the sideline. And a smart choice by Songer because Poland in the secondary taking all the options away.
I'll tell you what, they're doing a great job. But the defensive backs, them DBs are doing a great job. But I'll tell you what, he's rolling right and he's running out of real estate. And he had 3 or 4 guys right there on him. So I'll tell you what, Jim, looking outside, I will tell you this. I don't know where they're getting these stuffed nachos, but let me tell you what, holy mackerel, do they look good.
I will say Hubbard does it right here as Songer now will step back to punt this one away. He'll post up around his own 30-yard line. Vito Kamara will post up around his own 25 with 7:13 left here, second quarter. Poland will get the ball back. Songer will get rid of this one. And this one will fall at the 27-yard line into the hands of Kamara. Kamara upfield on a risky pickup, but Vito Kamara has a little bit of room to run, and he'll be brought down near the 41-yard line. Outstanding tackle by T.J. Miller.
I'll tell you what, it came with a half a step from almost getting blocked. I don't know who came off that edge.
That was Pano Zipolita. I noticed that. Okay. The first thing I thought was, don't hit the punter. Coach, we're going to step aside 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to WRQX AM 600, The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
WRQX, Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600, The Patriot, a Cumulus media station.
6:59 left here, second quarter. Poland with a 28-7 lead. Bulldogs have the ball now, 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. They'll work from the right hash mark here on a beautiful night in Hubbard. Looks like they'll go back to that T formation with Jones, Angelilli, and Pano Zipolita in the backfield. However, Poland short one player. Gavin Seifert will come in, and Poland will have to take a timeout. 6:59 left here, second quarter. Poland will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Ohio at highschoolofficials.com.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
6:59 left here, second quarter. Jim Craven with you, along with the coach, Bob Gessler, Dave Ferris, Matt Marr, Matt Craven back at the Gessler Propane Studio. pressing all the buttons. We have the Youngstown Phantoms on Western Reserve Radio, and the Garaway Pirates and the Girard Indians on Western Reserve Radio, too. And, of course, the sultry voices of Bob Gessler and Jim Craven here on City View Sportscast as we go to the T formation. 1st and 10 from the Poland 41-yard line. Zippolita under center. Angelilla Jones and Zippolita the running backs. It's Zippolita calling his own number. He's got blockers. He'll get around Angelilli. He'll get into Hubbard territory and twist and turn down near the 43-yard line. And that's a first down for Poland. And it looks like the old schoolboy right there, but to the left.
Jim, I watched Pano. He came upfield around the hash marks. I don't know who he hit, but did he unload it on somebody? My man is going to be picking. He had to pick up his teeth because I tell you what, Pano absolutely drilled him.
Got to talk to him for a few minutes after the game last week, and of course we had that discussion about his last name.
Zippolita.
And he said it with the accent, Zippolita.
Yes, with that Greek accent.
Yep. Speaking of Zippolita under center, he'll give it to Angelilli. Angelilli off the left side, following Hackstead. Hackstead will lead the way, but Antonio Berkeley will bring him down from behind at the 41-yard line, maybe just short. They'll actually say the 41. So pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 now for Poland. 6:15 left here, second quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Hubbard's doing a lot of substituting because you could see these linemen, they have their hands on their waist. They are tired trying to chase these guys down.
Clock stopped at 6:15. Marked the markers, but ran out of bounds here, so they'll work from the left hash mark. Back to the T formation. Angelilli, Zippolita, and Jones. Everybody in tight for Poland. Handoff this time up the middle. Chase Jones gets to the 40. He'll pick up 1. 3rd and 7 now for Poland. Chase Jones with the big 53-yard run on the first possession for Poland that gave them the 7-0 lead.
Yeah, all they're doing is they're sending backers now. They're just letting them have it. So Poland's got to run some play action and very carefully, and I think they could do the job. So 3rd and about 7.
So Mike Bobovnik will head to the sideline. They'll bring in Braden Songer as an extra defensive back for the Hubbard Eagles. 3rd and 7 at the 40-yard line on the Hubbard side of the field. Zippolita in the shotgun. Jones to his right. Receivers 2 by 2. Poland moving left to right. Back to pass is Zippolita. Files over the right side. That's going to be cut at the 30-yard line. Kelly Mimo, the senior receiver for Poland, brings that one in. They'll mark it right at the 30-yard line, and it's a first down for Poland.
Now, I'll tell you what, he had time to go back there, and he threw a rocket to him a little high, but he went up, climbed up, and he was able to get that. So outstanding job by the Poland offense.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Poland with a 28-7 lead.
It's run on first, run on second, eat the clock, throw on third if you got to. They're in no hurry.
Nope, that has been the formula so far. So go back to the T formation. Zippolita under center. Time-consuming offense here. It's Angelilli and Zippolita, the running backs. Give it to Pano. Zippolita upfield. He'll drop a shoulder, and he'll fight his way down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 10. That should be just enough for a Poland first down.
Wow, what a run. He hit that hole quickly. He's a bull. I'll tell you what, I enjoyed talking to him after the game last week. He is a very upbeat young man, and a smile on his face. And I made a mention to him. I said, no, this one hurts. He goes, Coach, it hurts. And I go, I'll tell you what, I can guarantee you one thing's going to happen tomorrow. He said, what's that? I said, the sun will come up, and it'll be another day for you to fight.
Great thing is you get to do it again next week. And so far, so good. 28-7 is the Poland lead as they go back to the T. Zippolita, the same running backs back there. He'll give it to his brother again, who will drive and get forward down to just about the 16-yard line. Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6 now for Poland as they start to chip away at this clock here in the first half.
You know me, when it comes to fullbacks, just feed them the pill. Feed them the pill. I'll take 4 yards on a dive every time.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Mineral Ridge Rams with a 37-0 lead over Water.
Wow.
So back to the T formation again, 2nd and 6. David Zippolito will take his time. He'll get to watch the play clock in the end zones.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, Jim. They're letting it run down.
So 6 seconds left here. Zippolito will call his own number, try to get to the outside. He'll cut back to the inside, and he'll be wrapped up by a trio of blue jerseys. And he'll make it just inside the 15, maybe down to the 13. So a pickup of 3, and should bring up third down now for Poland.
They have not moved the sticks yet. There we go. There we go.
A little bit of a delay there. I thought there
Yeah.
might be some discussion among the officials for something,
Yeah.
but nonetheless.
So you got it's 3, maybe a little bit of long 3, but I'm sure 2 down territory.
2:38 left here. So go back to the T formation, 3rd and 3, ball at the 13. Zippolito watching the play clock. Come down to 5 and 4. He'll give it to Angelilli. Angelilli cutting back up to the middle, and he may have fallen backwards for a yard. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And now, do you bring on your freshman kicker, Salvi Karamusa, to add 3 to make it 31-7, or do you want to pin him back with 2:06 left here in the second
going,
quarter?
Jim. They're only they're a yard short.
All right, so back to that T formation. 4th and 1, ball at the 11-yard line. Just under 2 minutes to play here, second quarter. Zippolito under center. Jones, Angelilli, and Zippolito, and they're going to be moving up front. Another penalty.
Hubbard jump
against Hubbard, and that will give Poland the easy first down.
Poland has gotten every team to do that. Again, that would be something that I would, you see it on film, I would be working you guys to death on that, saying, again, my always was, watch the ball, don't listen to the quarterback. He makes us look stupid if you keep jumping like this. No reason for it. Watch
the only thing I'll say, Coach, is when you're that close to it, even as a backer, it's hard not to listen to him.
Blank it out, Craven.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. T formation again. With 29 seconds left on the play clock. Zippolito, though, giving it to his brother Pano. Pano driving his legs into the end zone. Touchdown, Poland on a 6-yard touchdown run by Panomedius Zippolito.
There we
and
go.
I got it out, Coach. I knew I was going to do it.
That's pretty good.
So,
well, I'll tell you what, Hubbard's got to make some big-time adjustments because right now it's not looking good for him.
And that is why I don't coach, because I would have gone for the field goal. However, Poland said, we'll take 6 instead of 3.
Well, you know me, I would have gone for it. No. They haven't stopped you yet. Just call something that you know that's safe, and that's what they did.
Dave Ferris getting us some secret information from here in Hubbard. Talk about it in the fourth quarter.
It better not. He better not got anything.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it, Coach.
My Lord.
It's going to happen.
That upsets me because I was going to stop, but I didn't because I thought I got to get a hold of you, but you were running late. I could have finished.
Kamara waiting for the snap. Karamusa with the kick. And it is up and it is good. 1:26 left here in the first half. Poland with a 35-7 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on CityView Sportscast, Sports Radio, on WRQX, AM 600. We're back after this.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
1:26 left here. Second quarter, Poland with a 35-7 lead. Unofficially, Coach Hubbard, 9 penalties, 65 yards.
Yeah, that's not real good. You know, I was here on the break and I just heard loaded nachos with root beer floats.
I am absolutely intrigued, but I know the I understand the indigestion will be outstanding.
Oh, no.
Well
We'll
worth
fight
it.
through it.
But outstanding. As Aiden Baranch is to kick this off. All kickoffs brought to you by the Village Tavern right here in Hubbard. As this one will be picked up at the 10-yard line. Anthony Clark on the return. He'll cut back to the inside, up the hash marks, and he's got some room to run, and he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by Brody Gensler, 5'11", 165-pound sophomore.
I'll tell you what, good return. Again, they need to stay in their lanes like they did the first few kickoffs, but that kind of broke down. They squeezed down too far, and on a backside line on the top side should have squeezed down a little bit and stayed in their lanes. They didn't, and that gave them that alley. I'm sure they're going to try to score quick.
You know what? We talked about Lena's, and she's got a truck now. She's on the move, Coach.
Well, she could be here.
She's on the move. Well, she doesn't have to be. She's a couple blocks away. Songer will have 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Has Mihalis on his left hip. 1st and 10 from the Hubbard 44-yard line. Quick pass out to Mihalis. He's going to bobble it, finally get control of it. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line by Pano Zipolita, a loss of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 13 now for Hubbard.
Actually, that was probably the best thing that happened to him because he was about to get unloaded on. And I think it would, if he'd have caught it, he would have even lost more yardage. So
Zipolita kind enough not to ruin his weekend.
Yes. I'll tell you what, they've seen with Poland when they do that trips and they know that East moved the ball against them, Canfield, so they're trying it, but they have made some outstanding adjustments. The defensive coordinator on that.
The receivers now to the left of Songer has Mihalis on his right hip. Single receiver to the far side. Hand off up the middle has Mihalis looking for room off the left side, and he'll get bumped out of bounds into the Hubbard sideline near the midfield stripe. Knocked out of bounds by Vito Kamara.
And you know what I like, Jim? I watched Vito drop himself down, head up, shoulder into him, and drove him out. Perfect football form, and he needed to do that.
You teach that, and when you do it, less injuries.
I'll tell you what, that's the truth. That is the truth. That's why they gave you the shoulder pads. The helmet isn't the weapon. The helmet slides into the ball. Hit the ball with your helmet or your face mask. The rest of it, shoulder pads.
Franklin and Hayes, the twin receivers out to the far side, twin receivers to the left of Songer. 3-step drop, back to pass. Looking out to his left, under pressure, fires downfield, and he was looking for Butcher, and he threw it into double coverage. Kamara and Jones were there for Poland, maybe looking for a flag, but
that was
going to get one.
Yeah, it was overthrown, and I think that would have been picked up anyway. You can't. It just was well over his head.
Busher, the 6', 180-pound junior, he's listed as a quarterback coach. Songer actually listed as a receiver on the roster, and they seem to have switched roles here as Songer now will take the role of punter with 59 seconds left here in the first half.
Let's not make a mistake now. Let's catch this ball. Or fair catch it. Don't do anything silly. You get the ball in the second half, Hubbard.
Songer going to post up around his own 37-yard line. Kamara will be right around his own 17. Good off-center snap, no problem. Songer will get this one away. Spiral punt, it'll hit the 22 at the 15, and Kamara will let this one roll down to the 5, and it'll roll all the way down between the 1 and 2 yard line with 45 seconds left here in the first half. Poland with a 35-7 lead.
Well, I don't know if Coach will be happy or sad with that one, but you know what? There was somebody right in front of him, and I wouldn't have taken a chance to try to pick it up. So he did what he needed to do. I don't think there's going to be an issue with that. So it did pin him back, but 45 seconds, and they still have 2 timeouts. That could play into it, but I doubt it.
See if Hubbard wants to try to do something to keep the ball, but or try to get the ball or make something happen.
45 seconds. I would go back to personally. I'd go into the locker room and just let it go.
So ball 1st and 10 at the 1 yard line for Poland Bulldogs, who lead 35-7 here, just seconds before the halftime break. Songer will head to the sideline.
Timeout, Poland.
All right, Poland going to take the timeout here. I don't think they had the personnel out there that they wanted. So while we have an opportunity with all 45 seconds left here, we'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Right now, Austintown Fitch having their way with Akron Bookville 27-6. Springfield at the half has jumped out to a 17-0 lead over the Camel Red Devils. Crestview leads Southeast at the half 28-0. Girard over Garaway in the second, 35-0. United leads Lisbon 20-0. Mineral Ridge with a 37-0 lead over Waterloo, that at the half. Salem leading Beaver Local 7-0. East Palestine with a 34-6 lead over Southern. St. Clairsville leads East Liverpool 21-0. And Western Reserve with a 13-7 lead over Lowville, that last reported at the half as well. CVCA has now taken a 14-10 lead over the Bourbon Spartans. Cheney and Canfield, they are all tied up at 14. That sounds like a good one there in Canfield.
Absolutely.
Columbiana leads Letonia 21-0. Over in PA, Wilmington leads Grand Valley 21-0. Above the Greyhounds. Erie over Hickory 12-0. McDonald leads Jackson Milton 21-6. That last reported at the break. Niles and Lakeview tied up at 7. Liberty with a 20-0 lead as we'll go T formation. Zippolita under center. He'll just dive forward. So he'll try to eat this clock up and work his way out the left side. He'll drive his way just short of the 10-yard line. May have gotten out to the 8, so we'll call it a pick up of 7. Clock continues to run with 32 seconds left. And we'll see if Hubbard will be content to go to the break as they will get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I don't think we need to even snap a ball here. Yeah, I didn't think so. I figured Coach was going to call him over.
Yep, 19 seconds left here in the half. 40 seconds up on the play clock. Both teams will head to the locker room with just 10 seconds left here. Second quarter, Coach. And at the half, Poland, they will take a 35-7 lead into the locker room over the Hubbard Eagles. We will step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show. Here in Hubbard, you are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Halftime here as the Poland Bulldog Marching Band makes their way to the field. Of course, little bias there. Our favorite trombone player out there entertaining the Hubbard home side here. And of course, tomorrow night, they will have band night in Poland as they will host a series of local high school bands and Poland being the host. And of course, Coach, yours truly will be the master of ceremonies for the first annual band night there at Pavlansky Field in Poland.
The voice of Poland football, James Craven.
We'll take a look at the scoring here in the first half, and it would start off quickly as Poland would go right downfield on their first possession. At 10:33, it would be Chase Jones heading into the end zone on a 53-yard touchdown run. That would give Poland a 7-0 lead. And with 56 seconds left in the first quarter, Angelo Angelilli, he would add another touchdown on a 4-yard run. Second quarter action, it would be Poland adding another touchdown on a 13-yard pass. Or excuse me, I apologize. Hubbard, with Braden Songer hitting Butcher in the end zone on a 13-yard pass. It would make the score 14-7 in favor of Poland. But not to be outdone, moments later, it would not with 9:44 left, David Zippolito would hit Vito Camara on a 72-yard touchdown pass. That would give Poland the 2-touchdown lead back. Big play defensively for Poland. Quarters, J.J. Fonda would pick off a Songer pass. He would return that one 55 yards for a touchdown, giving Poland the 28-7 lead. And then finally, it would be Pano Zippolita on a very slow, methodical drive for Poland at 1:26 that would get into the end zone on a 6-yard touchdown run, and that would give us our score of 35-7. And again, the key to this, Coach, for Poland, it has been 9 penalties, 65 yards unofficially for Hubbard. It has been 0 penalties for the Poland Bulldogs.
That is a huge accomplishment because Poland has really struggled with the penalties this year. So for them to knock all penalties out, now they've got to continue it, as we know that, because we can't, you can't let Hubbard back into this game. I know it looks like it's, climbing Mount Everest, but you can't do that. You've got to come out now. Defensively, you got to shut them down quick. Otherwise, they get it back into this game. 35-7. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but I've seen things stranger than that happen. So Poland's got to come in. Don't get cocky, get the job done, get on the bus, get out of Dodge.
And we talked about Hubbard's first test of the year really would be the Poland Bulldogs. So far, it has been a struggle here as the secondary of Poland has done a really good job taking away the options. And for Songer, he's picked up some yards with his legs, but for the most part, the Poland front 7 and front 8 have done a really good job keeping him in check.
Yeah, it's contained on the outside, and that's what they're doing as far as that. But then you have Pano Zippolita that's just... Again, what I see is they've told him to mirror him. So everywhere he goes is amazing. Hey, that trombone player now could dance. I could see that. He's out there dancing, Jim. Be proud of that.
Let's get that rhythm from his mother. That's all I can say. Just about 15 minutes left here in the half. We'll step aside for our second break. When we come back, we'll give you the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the valley. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on CW Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in. and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Just about 12 minutes left here in the half. Pulling Seminary marching band out there entertaining the home crowd. Still putting on a show out there. And I didn't know that little guy could dance like that. So kudos to his mom. His mom used to do dance.
Hello?
I just ran into things with my head. There was really not much skill involved. You know, I'm hoping he got the best of the two, you know, the hard head and the soft feet.
He still runs into people. Only he's allowed to carry a stick and beat them with it.
Yes, he loves sports that involve sticks and things like that. Yeah, he sure does. All right, Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the valley. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street right here in beautiful Hubbard, Ohio. Or call 330-717-4441. And I'll tell you, they are fantastic hosts here at Hubbard. We love coming back here. I think they were a little disappointed that I wasn't Mark Means or Dave Ferris.
Yep, absolutely. It's funny. I'm sitting there watching a band, and I go, wow, Craven in the booth. And then there's a Craven out there in the band. Fabulous. And then I look down, and there's another Craven on the field. Your wife is out there.
Yes.
So that's pretty good.
She's a band mom. Gave birth to the band president.
That's great. That's great.
They made me sit up here in the box.
I want to tell you something. That's great. When I see parents really supporting their kids, it's the best thing, because I've been around many young men, and they look into the stands with tears in their eyes because mom and dad couldn't make a game, and that hurts them.
Well, he's an only child too, so.
Well, yeah. That is
All right,
true.
let's take a look at these scores from around the valley so we can see what's going on here. Is Austintown Fitch with a 28-6 lead over Akron Bookdale. Springfield still at the half with a 17-0 lead over Camel. Crestview at the half, 28-0 over Southeast. Over on the PA side, Grove City over Fort LeBeau, 14-0. Girard leads Garaway 35-0. You can hear that game over on Western Reserve Radio 2. Sports Radio 1240 with our own Mark Means, Dave Clark, and John Galbraith joining them tonight. Greenville with a 36-0 lead over Mercer. Newcastle leads Knox 20-0. Reynolds leads Lakeview, PA, 38-12. United with a 27-7 lead over Lisbon. Mineral Ridge at the half, still with a 37-0 lead over Waterloo. No points scored in the half, Coach. I just heard how that came out. Salem, who we saw week 1, we thought were going to win a lot of games this year. Right now, lead a good Beaver local team 7-0. East Palestine with a 34-6 lead over Southern. St. Clairsville leads East Liverpool 21-0. Western Reserve with a 13-7 lead over Lowville. And CVCA, this last reported the second quarter, I believe this went to the half. CVCA with a 14-10 lead over Boardman. Boardman had the lead for most of the first half. CVCA battles back. Still in the second quarter, Cheney and Canfield tied up at 14. Columbiana leads Latonia 21-0. Wilmington over Grand Valley 21-0. Erie over Hickory 15-0. At the half, McDonald Blue Devils leading the Jackson Milton Blue Jays 21-6. Lakeview leads Niles 21-7. Liberty shutting out Brookfield 20-0. Matthews, they trail Fairport Harding 14-0. LeBray shutting out Newton Falls 27-0. Slippery Rock over Sharpsville 35-0. A lot of shutouts going on here, Coach.
Yeah.
No score on the Kennedy Catholic Southington game. South Range with a 17-14 lead over Struthers. In the first, Wellsville and Valley Christian. No score there reported in that back from the first quarter. At the half, the West Branch Warriors lead the Howland Tigers 28-0. And Youngstown East leads Cleveland Shaw by a score of 8-0. And East, we got to see them a couple weeks ago. A lot of talent on that team.
Oh, yeah.
But they suffered some of the same issues that Hubbard Eagles here tonight with those penalties.
Absolutely, Jim. East and Cheney have really they're really trying to get it done this year because that's going to be the last year for basically both teams. So I'm happy that these kids are working hard, coaches are working hard as they should. So
also Discount Power Sports scoreboard update at the end of 2 in Cranberry, PA. Our Youngstown Phantoms with a 2-0 lead over the Tri-City Storm. That game available on Western Reserve Radio with the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack. Matt Lipsack, originally from down in that area, and gets to go down home for a little bit there. Living up in North Canton now, out near Center Ice Sports Complex, where our own state champions, the Canton Akron Jets, play. So shots on goal in favor of Youngstown, 17-16, and this really is an opportunity. You go down to Cranberry, PA, and a great opportunity for scouts and everybody, and you get to meet a lot of interesting people.
You know what, Jim? I'm sitting there watching the Hubbard band. Beautiful job. They look like they got the young kids out there with them. I would love to see them combine Poland and them and do a song. I'll tell you what, that would be outstanding. They'd fill the field, and both of them, they're both quality players. So,
yeah, certainly not unheard of here. Again, both great programs here in Hubbard and Poland.
Yep.
Great schools in the area. We're going to step aside for our last time out. When we come back, we will get you set for third quarter action here from Hubbard. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast, WRQX AM 600, The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
That's great.
Halftime continues here as Coach admires the Hubbard Eagle marching band, doing a great job out here, and so much work goes into this. And I've gotten to learn that firsthand, but some of the things that they do, absolutely incredible out here.
Script, Ohio. I've never seen it live. Outstanding job. Watched everybody. Wow, I'll give their band director and these kids have done a magnificent job of that. I am just so pleased. Good job.
And if you don't have the rhythm, this could turn into a big case of dominoes.
Yeah.
With some of the things that they do here. So interesting fact here, and I love to bring up our guys here, but former members of the Hubbard Eagle Marching Band, Dave Ferris and Mark Means.
There we go. Absolutely.
And they tell us all the great times they had there, and they are right in front of us.
Yeah, we could barely hear it, but that's okay. That's all right.
You had a great night.
Didn't Mark Means play the flute? Was that what it was?
I'm not sure. We're going to have to check with Dave Ferris. I don't know
thought
if
it
he's
was a
listening in.
flute.
I know he's attending to the Youngstown Phantoms game with Matt Lipsack. Of course, the Phantoms lead 2-0 at the end of 2. But that's an interesting question. I got to. We need to know what Dave played. To me, Dave seems like a trombone tuba guy.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely brass. I mean,
he's brass all the way.
Yeah, I don't know for Mark exactly. Both alumni here of Hubbard High School. But nonetheless, some great insight there as, again, tomorrow night at Pavlansky Field. I encourage everybody to join you there. Should be a great night out as Poland will host their first band night under the direction of Jeff Vizdos, Jeff Penny. Of course, under the leadership of El Presidente of the band. And I'm getting information from Dave. The old band director is dotting the I, Bill Forrester.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Yes.
We did see him out there.
Yes, we did.
So that's great. And one thing I know the bands do, they do a great job of honoring the people that have come before them. But again, tomorrow night out at Pavlansky Field, 7 p.m., yours truly will be the master of ceremonies as we host several local outstanding marching bands from the area. And I was correct, Dave Ferris, trombone.
Oh, trombone. Okay.
All right. So he and El Presidente have something in common.
Okay, now wait a minute. What did Means play?
All right, let's see if we can get that information from Dave.
Flutophone?
Coach says he started with flute. It went flutophone. I don't. Oh, and Matt Marr back there in the Gessler Propane studio was a trumpet guy.
Oh, that's great.
All right,
Yeah,
but
good.
it still leaves out the mystery of
the mystery man,
Mark Means. And you're going to go with flute. I was going to go with like clarinet or something with that effect.
Man. Okay, well that's all right.
Just under a minute here left in the half as we get ready for third quarter action. Coach, let's talk about the Hubbard Eagles. There, you're down, and Dave Ferris says Mark Means played the clarinet.
Oh, there you go.
All right. So
okay, we were close.
Nonetheless, here's we move on. If you are the Hubbard Eagles, you're Coach Hoffman, you're in there, and I would venture to say you're down 35-7. The most integral part of the second half is going to be that first possession.
The only sad thing is, Jim, they're home, so they can't say, let's get on the bus and get out of town because it's their town. But no, the Hubbard, they just got to play smart, come out, and just try to do the best you can getting downfield. You're not out of this game. You know, hey, Poland scored 35 points in the first half. I got news for you. You could do the same thing. You just got to cut the mistakes and the penalties down, which have absolutely cost them. But that's any football team. You can't do as many penalties, 8, 9 penalties, and expect to win a football game against a good quality Poland team. That's just how it is. So they have got to tighten things up and keep the penalties down. And now they got to come out and just don't get greedy. You got to be right down the field, short passing, try to hit some long stuff, but they got to be able to run the ball as well.
Unofficially, 9 penalties, 65 yards for the Hubbard Eagles, and that has been tough. It's tough to coach there. Again, you go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15, and we make that joke, but in all honesty, that is not the way you script your plays
Absolutely
out.
not.
But the holds, and they haven't been real what we would call ticky-tack calls. These have been legitimate calls.
Oh, no, they're legitimate calls. Did we get a total yards on either team? Did we get that?
No, we do not have that here at the half, but obviously we have to assume that Poland moving far ahead there as we take a look
absolutely.
at some of the scoring here. Of course, you hit passes of 72 yards, Chase Jones with a 53-yard touchdown run. So right there, you're looking over at 100+ yards just in 2 plays.
Yeah.
And then the chipping away, of course, of the running backs, Angelo Angelilli, Chase Jones, and Pano Zippolita. As captains will get ready to come out here. Speaking of Pano Zippolita, and Braden Songer will come out, and we'll just be about a minute and a half here from the kickoff of the third quarter here in Hubbard. Stick around for fourth quarter. Here is our favorite quarter in the Valley. But we don't say it till the fourth quarter, and I will have so much information as we can almost smell what we're going to talk about blocks away, as one of our favorite sponsors there, Lena, has a truck now. She now is mobile.
She is mobile.
So growing there is.
Saw her down at Penguin City and did a great job. I, of course, gave her a little bit and said, "You're going to come down here with the trucks. We got to have a crock pot of popplecosh or something." It's just how it got to be. And of course, she laughed.
Is that difficult to make on the move?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. She didn't have that.
Once it's made, you put it in the crock pot or a giant roaster, and anything left over, I'll be more than happy to go down there and take care of that for her. I mean, but she's got such good. The popplecosh, I'll tell you what, it got a nice kick to it. It's always so fresh. Her dumplings are amazing. The chicken melts in your mouth. People, if you've ever had good popplecosh, and when I lived on the west side on Belvesta, the Hungarian church that's down there, I used to go down there during pilgrimages where they brought people from all over the world there. And all those wonderful hunky women would make the popplecosh. And boy, was it good, Jim. That was the real McCoy.
I just don't recommend it before work. That's all I can tell you. Of course, we want to thank all of our sponsors here this year. The Youngstown Patricians, the Cleveland Cobras, the Village Tavern, Discount Power Sports, and Lena's Pierogi House. Of course, we talk about them always. We talk about her always in the fourth quarter. We get ready for kickoff here, third quarter. Poland with a 35-7 lead. For Hubbard, they will get the ball first, Coach. And again, I think this will be the most important drive for Hubbard, as it could set the tone for that second half. There's Hubbard, a very good football team, athletically gifted, but you've got 9 penalties, 65 yards, and you look at the Poland side, 0 penalties, a clean game played in the first half.
Yeah, and you really haven't stopped Poland at all. And so that's the other thing. You got to shut them down to start, digging away. But if you don't shut, even if you go down there and score as Hubbard, you got to shut them down. Otherwise, you're just trading off. So their defense has got to do a better job. But their offense now, I expect there are going to be some different things. I don't think you're going to see so many quick passes as you'll see little dumps and little sit downs in the middle. That's what they should do. You can't get it all back at once, so chip away. Don't make mistakes.
We're going to have to give Braden Songer some options here. Poland secondary has done a great job taking away any options for him in the secondary. He's thrown a few of those into the sideline, like a wise veteran. But we are getting ready here for Aiden Baranches to kick off the third quarter.
And this could jumpstart Poland, too, Hubbard, because Poland, up until that last kick, they did a great job for coverage. And that last one, that could have been dangerous. So here we go. Line it up and ready to go.
Has Mihalis back to return for Poland. Baranches to kick this one off. And it will head right to, he has Mihalis at the 8-yard line. He'll bring it out to the 15, 20. He'll slip one tackle, get out to the 25, slip another tackle, and finally be brought down near the 27-yard line. And another special teams tackle by Brody Gensler, the sophomore. Gensler with his second tackle tonight, as we have a flag on the play as well.
It was a block in the back. Somebody absolutely threw one of the Poland guys forward. So I'm going to say that's what it is. I don't know that for a fact, but we'll find out. I don't know which way they're going.
So Hubbard starting off not the way they want with a penalty.
Yeah, they're backing them up. Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh, they're going to say a clipping or a chop block.
Yep. Saw somebody go flying.
Mark Means would have a good time with that, as he likes to call me Chop Block Craven sometime.
I don't know why he would say that.
Well, because it's not true. I will tell you that, and I'll never admit to it.
Never did it, did you?
Nope.
Okay.
Never held, never chopped.
Just remember who you're talking to.
Never did it.
No.
I don't care what the video says. 11:49 left here. They're going to move the ball back, and
that didn't help.
No, not at all. They'll mark this at the 12-yard line, I believe, 13-yard line actually. And Songer now in the shotgun, has Mihalis to his left, single receiver to each side. They'll go with a tight end to each side. Songer calling his own number to the left side, trying to find the corner, and he's going to be chopped down after maybe a yard loss. Pano Zipolita on the angle, cuts him down at the legs, and it's going to bring up second down for Hubbard.
Yeah, there was somebody else. I think it was Kamara was on that as well, too, Jim. So he was going nowhere. So, matter of fact, it looked good from the start, but then he lost a half yard to a yard.
So they're going to say he got actually back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Hubbard at their own 13-yard line. 11:42 left here as we get underway here. Third quarter action from Alumni Field here in Hubbard. 3 receivers now to the right of Songer. Has Mihalis on his right hip. Single receiver be Dylan Busher to his left. He'll be one-on-one with Kamara. Back to pass to Songer. Looking out to his right. Fires, and it's going to be caught at the 20-yard line.
Good coverage.
And a dart thrown and caught by Kenyon Franklin. And Songer has a strong arm.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he rifled that in there. That was a good throw.
So 3rd and 2 now for Hubbard. Park the ball at the 21-yard line. Hubbard trailing 35-7. Big drive for the Eagles, trying to set the tone here for the third quarter. Franklin, single receiver out to the near side. Not sure be the single receiver. One-on-one with Kamara. Songer with the handoff off the right side. Has Mihalis fighting his way forward. And it's going to be close, Coach. I don't know if he got it or not.
No, they're holding 4th down, it looks like. Nope.
I will say a game of a yard to the 22. They'll have to get to the 23. So 4th and 1 for Poland, and the punt team will come on for the Hubbard Eagles.
They just have to be aware, Jim. They got to sit still. Don't jump. There's no reason to try to go in there and block it. Do punt hold, and just be very careful here.
Songer, the quarterback, will be the punter. He'll post up around his own 10-yard line. 10:15 left here, third quarter. Vito Kamara standing right around his own 44-yard line. Good snap back there. Songer looked like he was going to take it, and he's going to get hit. It's partially blocked. It'll head into the sideline near the 35-yard line.
Guess who?
And go ahead, sing along if you know the words, Coach.
Yep. Pano Zipolita.
And we'll see where they're going to mark it. It'll give them the chop signal from the officials, and they're going to say right near the 30-yard line. That will set Poland up 1st and 10 with fantastic field position. 10:03 left here, third quarter.
Well, I guess when you're down that much, you're willing to try anything. They probably told them, do the whatever. What is it? The soccer European.
I think they call it the rugby punt.
Rugby punt. Sorry.
Which in theory is good. It really does give your team time to get downfield, but there's one element to that.
Zipolita coming down your throat either. There's the difference.
So heavy backfield again. Jones, Zipolita, and Kamara in the backfield. Sieper now moving from right side to left side. He'll be the tight end. David Zipolita under center. He'll give it to Vito Kamara. Kamara bounce it to the outside. He'll break one tackle, cut back to the inside. And what should have probably been a loss on the play becomes a gain as he'll get to the 26-yard line, pick up a 4, 2nd and 10 now for Poland.
They just can't get him. He's not a big guy, but he's strong. And all he did was duck out of it, and he put the Jets on and said, I got to go.
5'9", 175 pounds.
But strong is all get out.
Bentley will check out for Hubbard. .9:21 left here, third quarter. Poland with a 35-7 lead. 2nd and 6 for Hubbard at their own for Poland at the Hubbard 26-yard line. Hand off to Jones. Jones on the counter off the left side, and he'll get driven down into the ground at the 21-yard line. Tackle. DJ Miller on the tackle for Hubbard. Couldn't tell if that was an 8 or a 6, but Miller will get the credit for the tackle. So 3rd and 2 now for Poland.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue. I don't believe they're going to kick an extra point unless they I doubt they even if they got a loss on this one. They're just going to keep going.
Salvi Karamusa, of course, good from 42 last week.
Yeah.
The freshman for the Poland Bulldogs. T formation. Jones, Angelilli, and Zipolita in the backfield. Play action. David rolling out to the far side into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Wow. Poland on a 22-yard touchdown pass. Pete Zumas, the 6'1", 190-pound sophomore on the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, an absolute perfect throw, too. He's calmed himself down. Last week, he was all over the place, and I talked to my brother David, and I said, what do you think? He just got caught up in a moment. He goes, no, he's not that good of a passer. Well, you can't say that to me about tonight's game, because I'll tell you what, he's nailing it. I just think it was Canfield and the jitters, so I said he's got to come back and just relax and get it done, and he's done a great job.
41-0 is the score pending the extra point. Angelelli the snapper, Kamara the holder. Caramusa the extra point. For the extra point, excuse me. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:54 left here, third quarter. Poland takes a 41-7 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on CityView Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
7:54 left here, third quarter. Poland with a 42-7 lead, coach, and you know what that means. It leads us to a running clock here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I hate to say that when you're beating a team that bad, that this is kind of a mercy rule, and that's how it should be. The only thing I don't like is I believe in PA, once you get to the running clock, it continues regardless on what you score. In Ohio, it goes back to a normal clock. Why? I have no idea. When you're that far ahead, team isn't going to come back.
You are correct. And you know what? One thing it does do is it eliminates the risk for injuries, unnecessary injuries, because at that point you're getting some younger players some time.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much going to be the purpose.
You know, and you got to remember back in the day in the 70s and stuff and I was in school and started coaching after that. You know, you get some of these teams that would just say, hey, I got to roll it up. You know, I got to make it look good. So I've seen scores at 70. And, I mean, there's no reason for it. Win the game, don't embarrass. Be class act.
All right, Discount Power Sports scoreboard update in the third period down in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. The Youngstown Phantoms with a 3-0 lead over the Tri-City Storm. That on Western Reserve Radio. Matt Lipsack, Dave Ferris working that one. Matt Barr, Matt Craven back there as well as Aiden Branches put a boot into this one. And of course, all kickoffs brought to you by the Village Tavern. Fielded at the goal line.
Wow.
That'll bring out to the 10, 15, 20, and tripped up near the 25-yard line. Good return by Anthony Clark for Hubbard. He'll take over first and 10, 7:44 left here on what it will now be a running clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get a number on that. Oh, that was Nick Natoli on the tackle. He come up, banged his shoulder up a little bit. That's going to be a little sore tomorrow.
Anthony Clark coming through there with a lot of speed. Now it'll be first and 10 for Hubbard at their own 25-yard line. 7:17 on a now running clock. Songer will go into the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. And it looks like
timeout.
Hubbard will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here, though. You take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 330-717-4441. And some pretty impressive scores here tonight, Coach, is Fitch now with a 35-6 lead over Akron Buchtel. CBCA now with a 28-10 lead over Boardman. Springfield shutting out Campbell 24-0. That game over at John Knappich Field. Cheney now takes a 21-14 lead over Canfield. Coach, I find that very interesting.
Wow.
Cardinal, Mooney, and Shard, they will meet tomorrow. Columbiana right now with a 21-0 lead over Latonia. Crestview, 28, Southeast, nothing. Go down the line here. McDonald now starting to pull away. It's 27-17 over Jackson Milton. Lakeview now leads Niles 21-0. Liberty 20-0 over Brookfield. That last reported just before the half. I don't believe that's going to be updated. United with a 27-7 lead over Lisbon. Mineral Ridge shutting out Waterloo 44-0. LeBray shuts out Newton Falls, or shutting out Newton Falls at the half 27-0. Southington over Kennedy Catholic 32-8. East Palestine over Southern 34-6. South Range now pulling away from Struthers 30-14. That reported third quarter. St. Clairsville with 21-0 lead over East Liverpool. West Branch 28, Howland nothing. Western Reserve leads Lowville 13-7. And no updated score from Shaw and Youngstown East. At last report, East was leading 8-0. First and 10 for Hubbard at their own 25-yard line. 7:09 left here. Third quarter coming out of the Hubbard timeout. They'll go two receivers to each side. We Roma Odom to the left of Songer. Songer with the handoff to Odom off the right side. Pick up a couple, 3-4 yards maybe on the play. He'll work his way out to the 27-yard line. So pick up 2, 2nd and 8 now for Hubbard.
You know, you were talking about that Cheney score. The thing is, you know, they, as far as that, Canfield wanted to come out and really beat on Poland. Did they leave it on the field last week?
Yeah, you wonder if there's an emotional hangover sometimes in a game that big.
Believe me, and I've seen that.
2nd and 8 for Hubbard at their own 27. Songer now will flip Odom to his right hip. Receivers 2-by-2, back to pass, 3-step drop, stepping up to his left, fires out to the flat. That's going to be caught near the 33-yard line, broke at the 35, and fighting his way down to the 40-yard line is Anthony Clark. And Clark has really shown a lot tonight. He is a great athlete.
Yeah, he is. He's a good, and again, not a big guy. Nothing to him. Very thin, not very tall, but he's athletic, and that's what it takes.
First down for Hubbard. Their own 40-yard line. Back 3 receivers to the right now. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Busher. Longer in the shotgun. Put him to his right. Give it to Odom. Odom in the middle, trying to test that. He brought down after about 3 or 4 yard gain. Maybe actually give him 4.
Yeah, and Poland's going to be content with this because, again, we talked about they're just trying to establish a running game, but that keeps that clock just rolling.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard update, Coach, down in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Youngstown Phantoms 4, the Tri-City Storm nothing. Phantoms with a hot start. Also, Mineral Ridge Rams 51-0 lead over the Waterloo Vikings. So 2nd and 6, ball at the 44-yard line. Songer waiting for the snap. 3-step drop again, looking out to his right. Plenty of time. Fires downfield, has a man open. That's Clark. And it's going to be incomplete, but a flag on the play. And
boy, I don't know about that.
And I think the issue, Coach, is the defender never turned his back to
but he never laid
the
hand
ball
on him, though.
And I think that's what he's trying to argue, trying to get a number on that. I'm going to say that that's Peyton Miller on the coverage for Poland. And I guess there's an argument both ways. He never played the ball, never turned around, but
there was no interference. Though.
I believe it is what they used to call face guarding.
Yeah, that went out the window a long time ago. I disagree with that.
So interestingly, though, Coach, I believe that's the first penalty against Poland.
Yeah, it is. I think hey, it's whatever. He didn't interfere. Okay, it hit him. As a matter of fact, it hit him, so it was short. He didn't run into the receiver, but there.
1st and 10 at the Poland 41-yard line. 4:03 left here on a running clock. Third quarter. Songer in the shotgun. Twin receivers to his left. 3 trips to his left. Single receiver to the wide side. And off to Odom. Odom off the right side. Has some room to run. 35. 30. He'll drop one Poland defender, get inside the 35, and fight his way all the way down to the 21-yard line. Make that to 22. Pick up a 19 for Hubbard as the clock continues to run with 3.5 left here, third quarter.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they did a great job up front. Somebody came upfield. I don't know who at the edge guy was. Came upfield. He hesitated in the backfield, and he took it underneath him. That's something you cannot do. Depth of the ball squeeze.
1st and 10 at the Poland 22-yard line now. 3:15 left here. Songer in the shotgun. Odom to his right. 3 receivers to his left. Single receiver to his right. Back to pass. 3-step drop again. Steps up in the pocket. Has some room. And he's going to, Pano Zipolita's going to wrap him up near the 16-yard line. Even when Zipolita's tackling you from behind, it looks impactful.
Yeah, it's the truth.
The clock, again, continuing to run here. We have a 35-point difference. Once you hit 30 in the state of Ohio, it goes to a running clock. However, should Hubbard score, this, like you had mentioned, this will return to regular operating procedures in terms of the clock. 2nd and 5 from the 17-yard line. 2.5 minutes left. Third quarter, Hubbard trying to get out of a running clock here. Songer will have 3 receivers to his left, running back to his right. Back to pass, 3-step drop again, looking to his left. Under pressure, Hackstead chasing him down, but he'll create time with his legs inside the 20, 15, and pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line. So pick up a 4. So 3rd and 1 now for the Eagles.
Well, 43 had his eye on him, and he had no choice but to get out of bounds. And I wouldn't have thought he would challenge him, and thank God he didn't.
Run for your life there, young man.
The kid.
So under 2 minutes to play here. We could return to a regular clock timing here in the fourth quarter. It is now 3rd and 1 from the 13-yard line. 2 down territory here for Hubbard. Work from the left hash mark. We're in the shotgun. Odom with the handoff. He'll have enough for the first down. He'll make it inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Pick up a 4. 1st and goal now for Hubbard with 1:22 left here, third quarter.
Yeah, it's just continue to run. So,
and you feel comfortable enough now. You think we would start to see some of the young guys get in, but Hubbard could return this to a regular timing rules.
Yep.
1st and goal from the 9. Twin receivers to the far side. That'll be Franklin and Hayes. We'll send a 3rd receiver out there as well. That'll be Anthony Clark. Odom to the right of Songer. I'll give it to Odom again. And he may have picked up a yard on the play. Looks like he was tracked down from behind by Noah Huber.
Yeah, that was a good job. He's got to come out, his helmet come off, which I don't agree with that.
So we'll have to head to the sideline for at least one play. 30 seconds left here in the first half. If you're Hubbard, if you feel like you want to get back into this game, you really got to show maybe a little bit more urgency. You want to save those 2 timeouts that you have. And they go 3 receivers again to the far side. Franklin, Hayes, and Clark. Has Mihalis to the right of Songer. Songer rolling out to his right, fires over the middle. And it's going to be incomplete. Tried to hit it over the middle.
I thought that got picked. Wow.
Jacob Hayes was the intended receiver, but that will bring us to the end of the third quarter here in Hubbard. We got 3 quarters in the books. Poland with a 42-7 lead over the Hubbard Eagles. We'll step aside for a timeout. We're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast, the WRQX AM 600. We're back on the other side.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, Pride Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Flip sides of the field one last time here. 12 minutes up on the board, 3rd and 7. For Hubbard at the Poland 7-yard line. Still on our TV timeout here, so we'll take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update from around the Valley. We have, I believe, a lot of running clocks here in the Valley. This one may not stay, but Fitch now with a 35-6 lead over Buchtel. CVCA now pulling away from Boardman 42-10. Cheney and Canfield, that one is going to be a good finish. It is 21-all in Canfield. Columbiana shutting out Letonia, 21-0. Garfield over Champion, 42-14, as Songer now will have 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. He'll go to an empty backfield.
Watch you underneath.
Get the whistle for play. Clock will begin to run. 11:55 left here. Songer in his shotgun. Back to pass. Under pressure, fires out to his left, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass was intended for Colton Yobe, and just led him a little bit too far. Was under some pressure, though.
He absolutely was under some pressure. Colton Arnold decided that he wanted to get his name called, so he was in there. Ran him down.
Again, Hubbard trying to, I think they're trying to do away with this running clock, as Kenyon Franklin will head to the sideline for Hubbard. Yobe now will be the single receiver to the far side. They'll go 3 receivers to the right of Songer. They'll have Hasmahalis on his right hip. Songer taking the ball himself. Actually stepped back there, fires, tried to get it out to Hasmahalis, tried to improvise. And the only problem, Coach, is you had about 4 linemen downfield for Hubbard. They're not going to call that. That's going to bring up a turnover on downs. And now Poland will get the ball back. And the clock will continue to run.
Why did they stop
And I believe we may have a TV timeout here.
Oh, okay.
All right, so clock will stop with 10:50 left here regardless. So that'll give us a chance to take a look at some more scores from around the Valley here, Coach. The Garrettsville Garfield G-Men with a 42-14 lead over Champion. I just like to say that, Coach. Over on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240, Girard Indian 49-7 lead over the Garraway Pirates. That in our running clock as well. United 27, Lisbon 7, Mineral Ridge 51-0 over Waterloo. Salem pulling away from Beaver Local. It's 26-7 in favor of the Quakers. East Palestine leads Southern 34-6. St. Clairsville with a 21-0 lead over the East Liverpool Potters. We'll play that game tonight. Can we name all the mascots?
There you go.
13-7 is the score. Western Reserve over Lowville. Youngstown East now with a 14-0 lead over Cleveland Shaw. That is in the 3rd quarter. West Branch still shutting out Howland 28-0. South Range with a 30-14 lead over Struthers. Coach, quite frankly, I think that's a little closer than I thought it would have been.
Right.
LeBray with a 27-0 lead over Newton Falls. Fairport Harding leads Matthews 14-0. Liberty still shutting out Brookfield 20-0. That last reported just before the half, though. We'll try to get you an update from Liberty. Lakeview leads Niles 21-7. McDonald leading Jackson Milton 27-18 in Jackson Milton. Wilmington leaving Grand Valley 49-0. Keep an eye on that Cheney Canfield game, Coach. Tied up at 21. Kind of put it in perspective with the Poland Canfield game. Now the Cheney Canfield game has the lead in the shotgun. One running back to each side. He'll hand this off the right side. Really nowhere to go. Pick up a couple yards on the play. Trying to get you a number here as he ran into a pile.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. 4-yard gain for Poland. Can't get him to turn. All right. So nonetheless, 2nd and 8 for Poland. This running clock here. Of course, this 4th quarter is brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House. Her home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Call Lena's at 234-254-8532. Handoff off the left side this time. New quarterback in for Poland. Ball's loose. Picked up by Hubbard into the end zone for a touchdown. Colton Yobe gets the Hubbard touchdown, and we are back to regular timing rules here with 9:46 left here, fourth quarter. A fumble by Poland, really the only mistake of the night for the Bulldogs. Turns us back to regular timing here. And that, you know what, Coach? All that does is give us more time to talk about Lena's Pierogi House, your favorite fourth quarter in the Valley. But before we do that, Coach, let's step aside for station identification. You listen to WRQX AM 600, the Patriot, Cumulus Media Station.
WRQX, Salem, Youngstown, Warren. We are AM 600, the Patriot, a Cumulus Media Station.
Mackey for the extra point. They'll wait for the snap. Pressure to hold. Kick is up. And it is good. 9:46 left here, fourth quarter. Hubbard gets into the end zone, makes it 42-14. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
9:46 left here, fourth quarter. Hubbard gets into the end zone. They cut the Poland lead to 42-14. And
Poland's got to be aware of anything fancy.
Indeed.
They are talking. Hubbard is talking.
As I look for my secret information coming from one Dave Ferris back at the Gessler Propane Studio. So I said you can go to Facebook to see the daily special or the weekly specials. But you know what? I got them right here by way of Dave Ferris for September 22nd to the 26th. All right, check it out, Coach. Turkey pot pie. How about kraut?
Ooh.
Cheddar. Can't go wrong with cheddar. Hungarian pepper. That sounds like a Coach Gessler thing.
I got to try that. That's just.
You never tried that. Okay,
I've
so
never
that's something
had it.
new there. And potato as well as dill pickle.
Oh, Carol would like that.
And, of course, tomorrow, Saturday, they will be at the Market on Main Antiques and Artisans Fall Festival in Columbiana.
That's offsides, absolutely.
And we have an offside on the kickoff team for Hubbard. And that will be the 10th penalty for the Hubbard Eagles.
Well, they blew the whistle. He approached the ball and then stopped. That just showed that they're about to kick an onside kick, boys. So beware.
So far, unofficially 11 penalties for 80 yards. Fourth quarter. It's Hubbard. They pick up the touchdown on the fumble by Poland. Yob putting us back here.
Oh, he kicked it away.
Yep, they'll get into this one. Ball picked up at the 10-yard line. Brought out to the 15 by Natoli. 20, 25. Natoli knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Natoli with a kickoff return in week 1, so he is a dangerous returner for Poland.
Yeah. That was DJ Miller come up with his head shaking a little bit. Boy, they collided, and he didn't get the good end of that stick.
So good collision there on the Hubbard sideline. With 9:40 left here in the game, clock stop with change of possession.
Oh, well, coach is putting, looks like he's putting his twos in.
Get a few new names here. So Hubbard now with 11 penalties for 80 yards unofficially. And Poland, 1 penalty for 15 yards. That on the pass interference. Peyton Miller that you deemed questionable. So, new quarterback for the Bulldogs. So, like to call roster time. Brody Gensler. Couple tackles on special teams tonight. Will take the snap. Will take it himself, call his own number, try to work upfield, and be brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brady Krisick on the tackle for Hubbard.
Yep, it's just going to Owen's got to get a first down here or something.
Looking to finish this one off. It's been a rough night for the Hubbard Eagles. Coach, again, we talked about the first test of the year, and so far it has not been what Coach Hoffman would have hoped.
No, not in the least.
So I formation now, Gensler under center, single receiver to each side. 2nd and 11, ball at the 32-yard line. They'll hand this one off to the right. And they'll get maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard. Call it 3rd and 9 for Poland. Trying to get the numbers here on the new runners. That's going to be Ashton Satterelli on the run. And it's going to be an official timeout here. 8:36 left here in the game. Take a look at the Discounts Power Sports scoreboard update from around the Valley. Is a lot of games out of hand here, Coach. And for all intents and purposes, this one here, we do have an injury timeout here, excuse me. But some updated scores around here. Fitch having their way with Akron Bookdale, 48-6 in favor of the Falcons. Springfield leading Campbell 24-6. CBCA 42, Borden 10. Cheney and Canfield, intriguing, 21-all there. No intrigue in Columbiana. It's 21-0 over Lutonian. Crestview leads Southeast 42-0. Garfield, the same score that we have here. They lead Champion 42-14. It's a final in Grand Valley. Wilmington Greyhounds get the 49-13 win over Grand Valley. Girard, they get the 49-7 win over Garaway. That game over on Western Reserve Radio 2 with Mark Beans, Dave Clark. John Galbraith joining him tonight. Donald still with a 27-18 lead over Jackson Milton. Lakeview leads Niles 21-7. United 27, Lisbon 7. As Poland now will have a 3rd and 9 at their own 34-yard line. I formation, single receiver to each side. Gensler going to go under center. Gensler. Put the hand off to the fullback, off the left side. Nowhere to go. Brought down. Achilles on the carry. Brought down by Mike Bobovnik. And it's going to be 4th and 11 now for Poland as they will have to punt this one away. We'll see if they'll send Vito Kamara on to punt this away. Clock still running here at 7:35 left here on this 4th down.
Come on, Coach. Get him out there.
Hubbard will send Nolan Bentley back to return for Hubbard. 13 seconds left on the play clock as the punt team will run in. Actually, we will have a new punter for the.
Get it snapped.
So Elijah Creed do the punting. Good snap to Creed, like that. He'll get this one off, and it's going to be a good punt. It'll hit at the 39-yard line. It'll take a lateral roll, not even a Poland roll, but a lateral one, and be down by Dominic DeLomo, the 6', 165-pound sophomore. And that's what Hubbard will take over. With 7:02 left here in the fourth quarter, the Lena's Pierogi House fourth quarter. We're going to have to go get something to eat after this, Coach.
I'm starving, brother. I didn't eat much today.
So if you are in the area, of course, Towson will be hosting Youngstown State tomorrow. Ohio State will be off. Grove City will have a bye this week as well. They will enter PAC play coming up. Looks like they're going to have Dylan Busher now. Can't tell if that's 8 or 6, but 3 receivers to his right and a whistle.
One short.
And I thought that was kind of odd. They had no running backs, but 3 receivers to the near side, single receiver to the far side. Somebody's missing, so Hubbard going to take a timeout here.
I counted 10.
All right, so we can update some of these scores for you here. We'll get one more break in here before The end of the fourth quarter. Of course, post-game show coming up. The scoring recap, as well as scores from around the area. I'd like to keep you updated here. A couple of finals coming in now. Columbiana defeats Latonia 35-0. Crestview shuts out Southeast 42-0. Girard, of course, knocks off Garraway 49-7. A lot of running clocks in the Valley tonight, Coach.
Yeah.
Fairport Harding with the shutout 48-0. LeBray with the shutout of Newton Falls 34-0. Slippery Rock shutting out Sharpsville 42-0. Sing along, Coach. Southington 44, Kennedy Catholic 8.
Here we go.
Sure. Quick pass out to the near side. This one going to be thrown right in to the turf. Pass intended for Jacob Hayes. Looked like he never set his feet and short-armed it.
Yeah, he hopped it.
2nd and 10 from the Hubbard 39-yard line, 6:58 left.
Okay, they took 2 more starters out and put some other ones in.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. Dave Ferris tells me 14. How'd that happen? What disappeared, Coach? With just a few minutes left in the third period, the Youngstown Phantoms take a 5-0 lead over the Tri-City Storm. Ryan Ward and company over there getting ready for the 2025-2026 season. 3 receivers to the right. Busher, he'll plant, look downfield, no options. He'll roll out to the near side and throw this one out to the sideline on the comeback. And it's going to be an outstanding catch by Colton Yob. And he did what every receiver should do. He came back to the ball for his quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good call. Clock never moved.
All right, so we're going to drag this game out a little bit here. They'll mark the ball at the 48-yard line. 3rd and 1 now for Hubbard. Be on their own 48-yard line. They'll try to get into plus territory here. Single receiver to the far side now. That'll be Kenyon Franklin. 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Busher out the shotgun. Busher taking himself. He'll call his own number. Brought down from behind. He'll lose a couple yards on the play. And an outstanding read by David Blosich, 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore. Talked so much about this sophomore class of Poland. I believe there's 26 in that class. 26 or 28, I'm not, if I recall, but nonetheless, a large class for the Poland Bulldogs. So a lot of development possible here in these couple of years. A lot to work with for Coach Pavlansky.
Yeah, absolutely. I like number 51, Chris Holtzman. 6'1", 245, offensive line, defensive line, sophomore.
Sure, back to pass. Complete this one at the 50-yard line. He'll hit Yob again on the Hubbard side of the field. That'll be enough for a Hubbard first down right near the midfield stripe. Actually, they will park this at the 49-yard line in plus territory, so they'll get to the Bulldog side of the 50-yard line. 5:55 left here. The officials will roll the clock here as Poland leads 42-14. Twin receivers out to the far. Actually, 3 receivers to the left. Busher now. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Yo. He'll be one-on-one. Poland defender. Sure, firing over the middle. Throw right into the belly of the receiver. Couldn't hold on to it. That pass was intended for T.J. Miller. 2nd and 10 now for Hubbard. Not a bad throw there, Coach. Right in the belly. Should have caught that. Although in triple coverage, it was well-placed pass.
In there, yeah. That should have been caught. I agree with you.
It's Dylan Busher, originally listed as a quarterback on our roster. Got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. We'll have Landon Newell on his left hip as well in the backfield. Back to pass, 3-step drop. Hold to the near side, fires downfield, has Yob open, and he'll connect on it near the 6-yard line. He'll go out of bounds. Hubbard will be set up 1st and goal with 5:24 left here in the game.
Yeah, it's a good throw, good catch. Shellman caught it over his shoulder. Good job.
Busher looking comfortable with that quarterback position there, rolling out to the near side there, had some time. They'll mark the ball right at the 5-yard line, so 1st and goal from the 5 for Hubbard. Sure in the shotgun. Again, he'll have Newell to his right hip. Stacked receivers to the right side. That'll be the short side of the field. He'll move Newell from the right side to the left side. Stacked receivers down both sides. Busher stepping up, under pressure, fires into the back of the end zone, and he's going to overthrow his receiver intended for Nolan Bentley. Second and goal now for Hubbard.
Yeah, it's doing a good job. He's trying to get it in there, feed it in there. He got a little bit of pressure, got happy feet when they flushed him. He couldn't get his feet set. Therefore, he overthrew him. Good play by the Poland defense.
Now Phantoms over on Western Reserve Radio. First goal of the season scored by Cooper Simpson. It's part of the now first goal of the season. Congratulations. Provided by the Dump and Chase podcast. Homestead. Pass over the middle, going off the fingertips of the TJ Miller, and it's going to go high over the goal post and into the band.
I thought that got tipped.
I believe it did, but it went tipped. It was tipped really high.
Well, if you could have probably counted that as 3 points, couldn't you? It went right through it looked like it through the goal post.
At this point, it probably wouldn't have been the strangest thing we've seen. But nonetheless, 3rd and 5 for Hubbard at the Poland 5-yard line. 5:12 left here, fourth quarter. Sure, coming in on the sideline with the play. Sure. At 6'2", 195 pounds. It's a nice target, too. Braden Songer, 3 receivers to his left now. Twin receivers to the right, empty backfield, back to pass. Rolling out to the short side of the field, stepping up. Crowd trying to tell him that there was somebody open, and he'll pick up a couple yards on the play. Just under 5 minutes to play now, Hubbard will have a 4th down. And you could hear the collective groan of the crowd as he had an open receiver.
I was watching him roll. I was watching what was in front of him. Was it up more on the backside? I did not see.
You would have to ask everybody sitting in front of us. I heard. I mean, the collective groan of there it is.
Yeah, I did not see anybody open. He was rolling right. He was going to be able to throw back.
4.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Lena's Pierogi House, fourth quarter. Best quarter of football in the Valley. Waiting for the snap. Roll to his left. He'll roll out to the far side, stepping up, trying to get in the end zone. Actually dropped it. Tried to drop it into the lap of TJ Miller, and it's going to be a turnover on downs with 4:13 left here. Poland will get the ball deep in their own territory, but I thought he had room to run. Maybe he could have taken that in himself.
That's what I thought. I thought he was taking off, and he did.
All right. 4:13 left. Fourth quarter. Poland 42. Hubbard 14. Poland with the rebound game here after the loss to Canfield last week. And an impressive one it has been.
Yes, it has. And just about mistake-free.
The negative last week, 35-13 to Canfield. Poland will have it 1st and 10. Last time Poland had this ball down there, they fumbled, and Hubbard picked it up and took it into the end zone.
Yeah, just get it out of the end zone right now.
Shotgun for Gensler. Up one running back to each hip. Single receiver to each side. 12 seconds left on the play clock. I'll hand it off, and it's going to be almost a safety. Almost wrapped him up in the backfield. But able to get out and maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Actually, they gave him 2 yards.
That's going to be Sattarelli on the run. Poland, this is the second unit in here, so they're struggling a little bit deep in their own territory, but good experience here for the young guys to kind of figure this out.
Yeah. Clock's running.
Spoken so many times about the ability to develop players here late in the games. As Gensler now will have a wing to the right, one running back to each hip, single receiver to each side. So with the handoff off the left side, they'll fight forward, get out near the 10-yard line. Actually, they'll say he went down to the 8, maybe the 9. It's going to be 8, 9, or 10. It's going to be one of those. Take your pick.
Yeah.
3:08 left here in week 5, Ohio high school football season. It is blazing past, Coach. Pretty soon we'll start talking about what ifs when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And nothing really has gone right for Hubbard tonight. They've scored their first 14 points against Poland in 3 years. Again, if the playoffs started today in Division 5, Region 17, Girard, South Range, Poland, and Manchester would all get bye weeks here. Poland's going to take a timeout here in the fourth quarter. So we'll step aside as well. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. Here on City View Sportscast at WRQX AM 600. We're back after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
3rd and 13 for Poland at their own 9-yard line. 2:35 left here in quarter 4 of week 5. Gensler in the shotgun, one running back to each side, single receiver to each side. Out of the Poland timeout. Play clock at 20 seconds. So with the clap. Hand off to the right side, spin and turn, and maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. Aiden Perry on the carry, the 5'7", 160-pound running back sophomore for Poland. Sophomore running back. There we go. That's awesome. So,
all right, here we go. Punt the ball.
Take a look at Joe Idle here. At the rankings coming into this week, it was Girard, at South Range, Poland, Seminary, Manchester, the first 4 in Division 5, Region 17, followed by Cardinal Mooney, St. Clairsville, Claymont, High Valley, Edison, Garfield, Fairless, Liberty, and Lakeview. So the top 12 there, if things were to start today, would include Poland getting by, South Range as well. Of course, Poland and South Range will meet. Snap is back.
Good punt.
Nice punt. They will fair catch us at the 46-yard line. Bolton Yob on the fair catch and reception. Give Hubbard the ball with 1:41 left here, fourth quarter. Although Poland well in control, 42-14.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get our money's worth here.
Certainly. At the end of this fourth quarter, Coach, we will begin the second half of high school football season as things go so fast. I think the older you get, the little faster it goes.
No. Let's not. What are you insinuating about this old stuff?
I'm not claiming to be a spring chicken here, so.
I got you by a few years.
Just a few. All right. So pusher back to pass. Looking downfield, plenty of time. Rolls out to the near side. Fires down to the opposite side of the field. And it's going to be intercepted by Poland. Kyron Pope, the 5'11", 155-pound sophomore, goes up for it, pulls it down. Bulldogs get the turnover with 1:29 left here in the game.
I just want to mention the Poland bench just emptied to the numbers. They were all going crazy over there for that young man. Good job.
Hope gets on the stat sheet with the interception. Again, so far here, Poland, I believe, if I'm not correct, if I missed something, only one penalty tonight.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive.
And you felt that was somewhat questionable, even if that was a good judgment call by the official. So
I don't buy it.
Not as clean cut as maybe a hold call or a false start.
Right. That was a questionable call.
So the Coach Pavlansky will have to be very happy with this performance, although we know how you coach, or you'll find something.
Well, you have to. You got to watch film and say, what'd you do that for?
Well, you got to earn your money here.
Absolutely.
All those raises we
Clock's
gave
not
you.
running, so that's useless.
Yep. So 129 left
short.
here. Yeah, they'll need 5 guys. All right, so we'll take a knee here. They'll try to wrap this one. Only one timeout left for Hubbard.
I doubt they'll take that, Jim.
There is not a 28-point play here in football.
Well,
and for Poland, next week they will be back at Pavlansky Field to take on the South Range Raiders. We have seen them have some success against. Can't quite get that win, but we've seen some back and forth between the Bulldogs and the Raiders. Some great games for Poland. It was special teams last year that got them at South Range, but Poland can clean that up. That should be a fantastic matchup next week. Corner Dobbins in 170. We have about 5 seconds left on the play clock, 45 seconds left on the game clock. Another knee taken by Poland. I believe the officials will reset the clock. Yep, 40 seconds on the clock, 34 left on the game clock, and that will be it. Both teams walking out the midfield, shake hands, and after 4, the Poland Bulldogs, they bounce back after last week. They get the 42-14 win over the Hubbard Eagles. We're going to step aside for a break. We come back on the post-game show here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back after this.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Post-game show here from Alumni Field in Hubbard. Poland 42-14 win over the Hubbard Eagles. Take a look at the scoring recap here. It would start with 10:33 left in the first quarter as Chase Jones. He would break away on a 53-yard touchdown run. He would give Poland the 7-0 lead. With 56 seconds left there in the first frame, Angelo Angelilli would fight his way into the end zone on a 4-yard touchdown run, making the score 14-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. However, the Hubbard Eagles, they would get on the scoreboard with 10:09 left in the second quarter. Braden Songer would hit Butcher on a 13-yard touchdown pass, cut the Poland lead to 14-7. Also in the second quarter, with just 9:44 left, less than a minute after the Hubbard touchdown, David Zippolidis would hit Vito Camaro on a 72-yard touchdown pass. Poland 21-7 leader. And in the second second period there, Coach, doing some hockey.
There you
Second
go.
quarter with 8:23 left. J.J. Fonda would pick off an interception. He would run it back unofficially for 55 yards. Give Poland the 28-7 lead. And they would finish off the second quarter with 1:26 left as Pano Zippolito would get into the end zone on a 6-yard touchdown run. Of course, running clock would start in the third quarter after David Zippolito would hit Pete Zumas in the end zone on a 22-yard touchdown pass. And then finally, it would be Hubbard scoring last tonight with 9:46 left. They would pick a fumble up. Colton Yo would get into the end zone on a 13-yard run. And at the end, it would be Poland bouncing back after the loss to Canfield to 42-14. Coach, you couldn't have, after last week, some of the feelings of despair have gone. They say winning cures all ills, and certainly that seems to be the case tonight.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, they put it all together tonight. They really look good. They look strong. I think Hubbard may have gone in there a little bit. Hey, we got this team. We're 4-0. We're beating teams up. But, and again, they're a very good football team, but they really have faced a solid opponent. So they got to get better. They can't be one-dimensional. They got to be able to run the ball. Can't rely on the quarterback always throwing downfield. They got to get a running game.
Yeah, certainly for Poland, you look for their identity. You know the names. However, you lose to Canfield last week 35-13. However, you come out and beat the next 4-0 team by a score of 42-14. So, again, not a whole lot of comfort there. You know you need to continue to work in the last 5 weeks of the season.
But you didn't play a good game against Canfield. Canfield happened to be a better team that day. So you had to come out this week and say, hey, we got to put it together. Don't worry about it. It's over. We still have a lot of football to play, a half a year. We got to get it done. And they did. They got it done, and without any penalties but one.
Yeah, certainly. You talk about that. For the Hubbard Eagles, 11 penalties for 80 yards unofficially. But for Poland, 1 penalty for 15 yards. That's about as clean a game as you can see by a high school football team, and about as disciplined. I'm sure Coach Pavlansky will feel pretty good about those numbers.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I'd be proud of this football team. They did an outstanding job because they could have folded, and look what's happened. So outstanding job by the Poland football and coaching staff.
Certainly, and indeed. We will step aside for another break. When we come back, we'll give you one last round of Discount Power Sports scoreboard update. We will wrap it up from Alumni Field in Hubbard. You are listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week here on City View Sportscast and WRQX AM 600 The Patriot. We're back on the other side.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here as we wrap up week 5 of the Ohio high school football season. Pullman with a 42-14 win. Take a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard update one more time tonight. Discount Power Sports is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. Visit Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 330-717-4441. A lot of finals from around the valley, Coach. As Austintown Fitch leads Brookfield 48-6, no problem there. CVCA still leading Boardman 42-10. Springfield, they get the win over Campbell 24-6. Canfield now leading Cheney 27-21, that last reported in the fourth quarter. Columbiana, they shut out Letonia 35-0. Crestview shuts out Southeast 42-0. Garfield with a 42-14 win over Champion. Girard, it goes over running clock there. They get the win over Garraway 49-7. Wilmington defeats Grand Valley 49-13. McDonald with a 27-18 win over Jackson Milton. Lakeview, they get past Niles 35-7. That is a final. Liberty, at last report, that hasn't been updated at least since the half, was leading Brookfield 27-0. United 27-14 over Lisbon. Fairport Harding with a shutout of Matthews 48-0. Mineral Ridge, no problem with Waterloo tonight. They win 51-6. LeBray shuts out Newton Falls 34-0. Spring Rock shuts out Sharpsville 42-0. Salem, they put up 40 points, Coach. They beat Beaver Local 40-13. A great win for the Quakers.
Yeah, Beaver Local, tough.
East Palestine, they get the win over Southern 49-14. Southington shuts out Kennedy do not shut them. It's 54-8 in favor of Southington.
And try that. 8-man football.
Yes. So St. Clairsville shuts out East Liverpool 21-0. South Range, who we will see next week at Pavlansky Field in Poland, they get the 43-14 win over a struggling Struthers team. Wellsville and Valley Christian will meet tomorrow, as well as Marlington and Warren JFK. West Branch, they cruise to a 48-7 win over Howland. And last reported in the third quarter, Western Reserve 13, Louisville 7. And our last report out of Youngstown East, Golden Bears with a 14-0 lead over Shaw. If you are keeping an eye on baseball tonight, Cleveland Indians in the 6th. They have a 2-0 lead over Minnesota. They are a game and a half back of the wild card, Coach. They could slide in there depending on what everybody else does. Oakland gets the 4-3 win over Pittsburgh. And, of course, our Youngstown Phantoms, they get the win over the Tri-City Storm down at the USHL Fall Classic in Cranberry, Pennsylvania at the LeBeau Center. So a good way to start the weekend. Ohio State going to be off tomorrow. Youngstown State will travel to Towson. And the Phantoms will be back on the ice tomorrow night here over on Western Reserve Radio. The voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack and Dave Ferris. Of course, I will be at the Poland Band Night at Poland High School there. I highly encourage you to come out, see all the local bands and work that goes into it. We talked so much about the bands tonight and talent that we have from around the valley with our student musicians. Certainly look forward to that. That's going to be 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Pavlansky Field in Poland. Again, Poland will meet South Range next week. 6:35 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff right here at WRQX AM 600. Leave back here on City News Sportscast as well. Stay tuned to our social media for all the updates. So for the crew back in the Gessler Propane Studio, Dave Ferris, Matt Marr, Matt Craven, the coach Gessler. I am Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us again here in Week 5. Your score, one last time. The Poland Bulldogs, they get the 42-14 win over the Hubbard Eagles, and we will see you all back here on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Good night, all.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Excuse me. Browns plus 7.5. Ravens minus 4.5. Cardinals plus 2.5. Broncos plus 2.5, and Jets plus 6.5. So Heavy on the dogs. 4 dogs this week for Mike North on his contest card. All right, let's go to, we've got 8